Hey boos, in this video I give commentary based on my opinion. Nothing is to be taken as factual. We are just here to have conversation. We don't expose and we don't sip tea on this channel. I'm giving you real talk straight, no chaser. Let's see if you can handle it.
Cause I'm a boss. I haven't done anything for you to be proud of.
Of course you have. You are marrying a man who can support you.
So we are back. Thank you so much for being patient with me. As you all know, I'm not in my normal setup. I'm not in my normal spot. So yeah, it's just been quite the challenge, but we're figuring it out. So I'm live streaming from my laptop, which is new. I'm used to live streaming from my desktop. So it's just been really weird trying to get everything typically how I have it when I'm at home. So thank you for being patient. Can you please give the video a thumbs up when you come in? Help your girl with the algorithm because I've been gone for a few days. And so the algorithm, when I get posted again, it gets really weird. So if you can help me with that, I would really appreciate that. Thank you for all the well wishes when it comes to my mommy because I really do appreciate that. I was so scared about taking this job on, seeing, incisions and blood and all of that. But I'm actually very proud of myself. Like, I really prayed about this because I was like, I don't know if I could do this. But I'm doing really well. So, I don't know. I get freaked out sometimes when I'm like, I just think about how my mom, when she took care of me when I was younger, I'm like, she dealt with I just keep thinking about how my mom did this or my mom did that. And it's like really pushing me to like, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. So shout out to the mothers though. Like shout out to y'all. Shout out to the mamas out here. Y'all really do be holding it down. When the mama go down, when the matriarch goes down, the whole family stops. Okay? The whole family, it just stops. So I'm like feeling those shoes and I'm just like, dang, shout out to the moms. There's a reason why y'all have a Mother's Day. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not nothing against the fathers out here. Fathers are just as important, but I'm just saying, like, you feel it. Like, you really feel it. So thank you to everyone that has been patient. Thank you to all the well wishes and just everything. The love, I really do appreciate it. So let's go ahead and get into this interview. So last night I decided, because I have this janky light, if you were on my live, then you saw that I can't be on live too long because it starts to overheat. And then the next thing I know, it starts to flicker. So I ordered another light because I'm going to be here for a while. So the light won't come until Sunday. So I have some timestamps. Let's get into this interview with Chris Seeley. He went on the podcast with Nick Vile. I'm calling him Vile because he's just, to me, he has said some very disgusting things about Black women. He referred to Olandria and Shelly as leftovers, and that just does not sit right with me. So I think that's the main reason why you haven't seen certain people on his platform doing interviews, which Taylor and Clark, y'all, I don't know if it's because y'all didn't do y'all's research. And I really think it's Taylor, because you know what? Let's just get into it. Taylor, sir, you just give me red flag vibes. So before I even get into this, right, you've seen the title. Chris is still defending his preference. And I told you that I believe that the reason he's still defending his preference is because this is the best looking woman he's ever been able to attract. But the tea is, she don't really like him like that. That's the tea. She don't really like him like that. Did I forget my mascara? Yeah, I forgot my mascara. She don't really like that man like that. She don't. She was using him. But when I was looking at this interview, I just just gotta be honest with you. He still believes that he has a chance. Like, he's going so hard for her. Like, he's defending her in ways that we know if she wasn't a preference, girl, and if he wasn't so damn desperate, he comes across very desperate. Like, he needs to come across like there's still hope when it comes to their relationship or their connection. And he doesn't understand that she does not want him like that. When the preference doesn't want the black man just does not seem to read in between the lines. Bro, I'm gonna be so real with you when I say this. She was just using you. And it's like, it hasn't really clicked for him yet. Now, I was on my Patreon and I was doing my makeup. Y'all didn't tell me I didn't have no mascara on. Maybe it's because y'all thought I was going for this. Girl, I completely forgot about my mascara. Hold on, wait a minute. I gotta look alive. So I was getting irritated last night when I was reviewing the interview. I was just like, you clown. So his manhood has been officially provoked, because honestly, I thought he had gained a little bit back. I thought he had gotten some of his manhood back, because when he wouldn't pick her up and carry her across that water, I was like, okay, it seems like your manhood has been restored. But after this interview, you dummy. And yes, he's a dummy to me. I'm sorry. He's a dummy. It's the truth. He is a dummy. Dummy. I said it. I don't care if you get upset. He's dumb. Because how you letting this girl play you like this? It's just, let's get into it. If I was his sister, you are a disappointment. So let's get into this. Seriously. It's like he's so delusional. Like, I saw the ex-girlfriend. I don't think he's ever dated this level of attractiveness when it comes to the type of women he's been able to pull. Like, this is the most attractive woman that he's gotten. And when it comes to like the whole preference thing. And so it's just like, he's willing to go above and beyond to the point of just no self-respect at all. And it's just like, this woman has disrespected you on so many occasions. And it's just like, where's your backbone? Like, where's your manhood? Where's your dignity? Nigga, where's your pride? Like, where's it at? Because after a while, I just be like, oh, hell no. Like, after a while, as an Aries woman myself, after a while, you got one too many times to try me. And then after that, like, I'm not sparing you at all. And it's just like, Chris, when is it going to click that she used the fuck out of you? Like, come on. It's just making me so upset, y'all. I was yelling at my computer screen last night. So let's get into it. So first of all, this is when I realized, like, he has a thing for preferences, because he talks about Kalani, which is his celebrity crush. So let's go ahead and skip past that, because the beginning of this live stream, he talks about how he gives so much thanks to his mother and his sister for raising him and teaching him emotional intelligence. Like, he owes the women in his family for how emotionally intelligent he is. And I'm just like, you're more of an emotional fool, because you don't even know when this woman is using you and it's just making fun of you. And then it makes me wonder, did his mom and sister raise him like this? Or is this just like he's just venturing off because, oh, this is a woman that I really like. This is a woman that I really want to be with. And then, like, another thing that really gave me the ick in this interview is how he keeps bringing up, is my mic on? Can you hear me? Oh, wait, are y'all just saying that? Wait, I have PTSD because I'm just like, can you hear me? Look with my brother, baby. This one, like, is everything cool, girl? We good? It's a little janky. I love it over here, though. I love it over here. Okay. But anyway, another thing that was like really irritating me is he keeps bringing up his basketball career, his struggling basketball career, like trying to make it seem like, oh, like oh, Huda is pretty and she's gorgeous, but like with me being a celebrity overseas, I'm kind of used to this type of stuff, and like I'm used to women and like getting attention and all this stuff. And it's just like, am I the only one that just believes that it's just not believable at all? Am I tripping? I'm just like, sir, you talk a good game or whatever, but the way you move, you have a weak game, because it's just like, how are you allowing this one girl to just play you like this? Like, it is so easy. It's not even hard. I don't know. I'm a bullshit reader, and it's just like when I see people get manipulated and it's like so easy to do, like it's not even challenging, like you just have to be dumb as fuck. It just really bothers me, and I feel like that's my ick when it comes to this interview with Chris. So let me share my screen. I'm trying to share it. Okay. Hold on. All right, let's go ahead and play it.
Me and Huda too, which was pretty. That was pretty nice to see. I'm a big Kehlani fan, and she's one of my celebrity crushes. So that was honestly like.
I mean, this show is watched by so many celebrities,
Which is
like
crazy.
so many. I mean, like Kylie Jenner is posting about like just
Are you
so.
serious?
Oh yeah.
Oh shit.
Kylie Jenner, Kendall, Hailey Bieber, all of them are like sitting down on their yacht to watch on a little iPad.
Word.
Like watching
I
the
did
show.
not know that.
Yeah.
That's so crazy to me. Like I'm still trying to learn, like, and wrap my head around like how big this show is. Like
It's a pretty big deal.
Like I knew Megan went on the show, and like
Mhm.
she
Was that
was
kind of a
like,
bummer
I
that
know
you didn't get to
everybody.
meet her?
Hell yeah.
Stupid question.
Hell yeah. I was high. I'm like, damn, like of course you go in when I'm not in there. But I mean, it is what it is. But that's just crazy to me how like people are like so like they dive into the show. Like they knew everybody, they knew their story, everything like that. I'm like, damn, like that's actually kind of crazy. So
Really crazy.
yeah, but shout out to them, man.
Symbiotica is for.
So this kind of told me a little bit about like Chris and his mindset and his mentality when it comes to like women. Then you know how I do. I like to investigate a little bit deeper. So I went to his Instagram. I wanted to see what type of women he follow, right? I was all up in his following list. Ladies, if you want to know if you're dealing with a colorist, go to his following on Instagram. I'm going to be honest with you. There were a lot of preferences, okay? A lot of women that were like athletes, volleyball players. I think I saw a girl, a basketball player. There were a lot of athletes. It was a mixed bag, but I'm going to be honest with you. There were more preferences, and every now and then there would be a trinkle of like a Shelly. That's just really, I'm just being real with you. There would be like a trinkle of like, you'll see a Shelly in there. But the preferences was like this, and then sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. So that's what I saw. That's what I witnessed. He follows a lot of girls that play professional sports overseas. So there's a lot of that. But that's what I witnessed. And so him being on the show for Shelly, it does make sense because I did go through his following list. He doesn't have a large following list. He only has like 1,000. So you can go. It's not going to take you all day. Normally I have to go through like at least 3,000 or something like that. But he has like over like a little, and this is on Instagram, because I feel like Instagram is more like superficial. So I really want to see like when it comes to superficial, what are you looking at on a daily basis? So, oh yeah, girl, we like to get all up in it. So I went over there to look. Now, to be honest with you, Taylor has more preferences, in my opinion. He doesn't really have that many dark-skinned black women on his following. Chris, to me, has more, and that's not a lot. Okay, that's not a lot, but Chris has more. So him being on the show for Shelly, actually, it makes sense. Taylor also makes sense because he doesn't follow that many women that look like Shelly or Olandria. There's every like blue moon. I think I found like maybe 2 or 3 girls that he follows that are like the complexion of Shelly and Olandria. So, and you got to understand that the more people you follow, like that's what you're seeing on a consistent basis. And so Taylor is not seeing three of like those three women on a daily basis. You know what I mean? Like he's mainly seeing the racially ambiguous women on a daily basis. Now, when it comes to Chris, it's kind of like a hit or miss type of thing, but he does follow a lot of preferences. So are we shocked? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I haven't done Ace, but I will be doing my investigation with him as well, just to see. So yeah, I probably will look at Nick. Hell, I'm nosy. I'm gonna be all up in your shit because I just want to see what you be looking at. You should do that. That should be a part of your vetting process. So let's get into. Now that I gave you the details about his following, let's get into when he coupled up with Shelly. Okay, what was his mindset and what was his thought process? So here we go.
Casa Moore.
Yeah.
And immediately coupled up with Shelly.
Yeah.
What was that relationship like? Did you get to watch anything back yet?
I haven't watched anything. Only thing I've seen is like parts of the finale.
When did you find out you're going to be a Casa guy?
What, the day before, maybe the day before we started filming it.
So you'd watched the previous other seasons.
Yeah.
What did you think your assignment was? Like, you know what I'm saying? What did you go in there to thinking like, this is what I need to do? Was it like any internal strategy that you had from watching other shows?
Nah.
Or was it like, but it must be very nerve wracking.
Oh, for sure.
You know, like what does that look like?
Honestly, we didn't even know like the format of Casa was going to get changed this year. They kind of just told us as we were filming and as we were there. But I just was going in with like pure intentions. Like I know what I want and I'm gonna just do what I would do in the outside world and just go after that. And if it works, it works. If it don't, it don't. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's really all I had planned. I didn't really have like a certain plot to go after.
What clips did they show? Like how much about Shelly and Ace's relationship and Huda and Jeremiah's relationship were you aware of?
Pretty much everything, honestly. With Ace and Shelly though, I didn't see how deep of a connection they had before she came into Casa. I thought I didn't think it was as strong as what I saw in person. So, but yeah, I don't want to go too deep into that, but.
Did you hear what the man said? He said that they had a really, really strong connection. So that is someone that's witnessed them. That is someone that's been in a love triangle, very similar to Austin, and Austin felt the same way. So anytime that Shelly has been in some type of triangle, people have always seen the strongest connection or the strong connection that she has with Ace, which seemed to intimidate men and ladies. Ladies, do you see why it's so important for you to weigh out your prospects when dating and not to kind of venture off from having prospects? Because, I mean, I feel like when it comes to Austin and Chris, they're not dominant. Like they're not dominant in a way to where they will assert themselves for what they really, really want. And I'm the type of woman, y'all let me know, but if a man is really serious about me, I feel like if he is the type of man that I would honestly be attracted to, he wouldn't allow another man to stop him from asserting himself and pursuing me. And that was the issue that I had with Austin. Same issue I had with Chris. It's like you felt intimidated by what she had with this other man, and you claim you really came here for her, but you allowed what you saw with them have, like you allowed whatever you saw them have to like intimidate you from pursuing her. Like I don't understand that. And I think it's because men don't want to be open and vulnerable to the point where it can honestly put them in a position where they will experience loss or heartbreak. I always say this, that women tend to be better at dealing with heartbreak, and men will deal with one heartbreak and it will literally last them for 20, 30 years. A woman can get her heart broken, like, I don't know, 3 to 5 times over from the age of like 15, 16 years old and like move on to the next relationship. So I really think part of that was he didn't want to invest and then like get his heart broken, or to get I don't even know, like maybe get his feelings hurt, or maybe even get his ego bruised. And so he felt like the safest route was to just pursue Huda. But Huda had her own plan, which was to just use him. And he still is very delusional about that.
Yeah, I didn't know it was that deep until when she got to Casa and she told me like, yeah, we're really getting serious and stuff like that. I saw that they had coupled up, but I didn't know like they were getting really vulnerable with each other and like opening up that much. So until she told me.
Would you have not proceeded with Shelly had you known? Or would you still have been like, this is Casa Amor, this is what this experience is?
I mean, I was just going about it how I would naturally. I wasn't really too worried about that because I knew if she was going to like me, she was going to like me regardless, which she did, you know what I mean? But I didn't want to have like a certain plan, like, oh, let me really try to do this so I could really steer her away from Ace, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not that type of person. And I think seeing them together in person, like after Casa Amor, really gave me like a clear head of like, damn, like he really does like her. Yeah. And I feel like speaking from a black man's standpoint, seeing another black man be that vulnerable with somebody, especially a woman, and like her letting him, that's huge, you know what I mean? Because we don't really get the opportunity nowadays or ever. So it's like that kind of resonated with me, and that's why it made me feel some type of way towards him and why I respected him so much.
And then like this is why he like really contradicts himself for me, because it's like, okay, you're saying all of this when it comes to Ace and how he's able to be vulnerable and open with Shelly, and he's like, oh, like as a black man, we rarely get to experience that, especially in spaces with women or intimate relationships. Okay. And so when did it click that you weren't going to have that with Huda? Because it was very clear, like every time they would try to communicate, it was very painful. And I just feel like he's still being delusional. Like this is not a woman that you can truly be vulnerable with. And you're still trying to pursue her for what reason? There's no respect. She doesn't respect you. She doesn't respect you as a black man. And then not only that, she is not someone that you can truly be vulnerable with, because you can't be vulnerable with her when she has to be the victim. And so there's no space for you to truly just express yourself freely around her. So that's why I'm just like, Chris, like you're talking out of two sides of your neck. And I honestly believe that Huda has manipulated this man. He is a flying monkey, which is why he's going on these podcasts and he's like really defending her. And then she's going on her own interview tours and she is talking shit about him. And so it's just like, sir, do you respect yourself? Because that's what it really starts to come down to. Which is why I'm kind of disappointed in his mother and his sister, because it's like, okay, you're saying that watching your son be disrespected on this television show globally, and you don't see an issue with that at all. Like to the point where you could pull your son aside. I'm not saying you have to address the woman at all, but you could pull your son aside. You could pull your brother aside and say, hey, I don't like how she's just disrespecting you. I just don't like how she treats you at all. Give him some type of insight, because it was very clear that he needed that support. But they lied. They lied. They saved face. And it's starting to backfire, because now he's in this space where he really thinks that this woman respects him, that this woman really cares about him. And this woman don't care about him at all. This woman didn't even like him. So I'm not going to lie. I felt like his mom and his sister, like that was embarrassing. What do we even call that? What do we call that? Cause I ain't gonna lie. I pulled my brothers to the side in private, had conversations with them about the girl that they were dating. And I just said my piece. I didn't nag. I didn't bitch. I complain. I say, hey, I'm coming to you as your sister. I care about you and I want the best for you. And I'm going to give you my little 2 cents. You take the little 2 cents. You do what you want to do with the 2 cents. You can either use it or you could toss that shit to the side. Okay? Because I told my brother, and we have my niece and I'm very blessed. But I kept it real with him about that. And I told him right before I left Kansas City, before I left home, I told him. So it's just like one of those situations where it's like, to not say anything at all is insane to me. So I'm just keeping it real. I'm like, seriously, I will pull you to the side, because I hope you would do the same for me. If we being real, I hope, if you care about me. So that's what was so weird. I was just like, so y'all literally just did not say anything to this man at all? Okay. All right.
Did you and Ace have a chance to have that conversation? I know you guys,
yeah,
you two talked. We got a glimpse of it, but was that something that you guys talk about?
Yeah, I had pulled him for a chat. Oh wow, me saying that is crazy. Outside the villa. But I wanted to talk to him because I noticed like some weird tension when I first got to the villa. I knew why, and I just wanted to address the situation. Like, hey, bro, like I don't want to move like awkwardly around here. Like I don't want things to be like, oh, I don't mess with him because he's trying to take my girl, or like anything vindictive, anything like that. So I just want to address the situation at hand, because as you guys know, I'm very mature and I don't like to feel like I can't go say what's up to him, or like we're in a group setting and I can't crack a joke, or we can't, you know what I mean? Like it's just me and him in the kitchen and he feel like he can't come talk to me.
Right.
So I just wanted to clear the air as soon as I got there and as soon as I sensed that. So, yeah.
That
I don't get it. And it's honestly like everyone was talking about, and this is, I keep trying to tell the girls, the shorter men be having more confidence than the taller ones sometimes. All right. I'm just keeping it real with you. The shorter men be having the personalities, be having the confidence, be having the assertiveness. Like I'm just, and they funny. They're funny as hell. All right. And the reason I'm saying this is because I'm a taller girl, and sometimes the younger guys be more impressive to me. Like, I just gotta be honest with you. The taller men, sometimes they too egotistical, but Chris doesn't give me egotistical. He actually gives me like this guy where he is very intimidated. Everyone was talking about how, oh, Ace, he gonna be so intimidated by Chris, and I think I even said it, right? But when it really comes down to it, Chris was intimidated by Ace. Ace was not really intimidated by Chris like that. I think Ace knew that he had to step his game up, which was what Chris should have been thinking. But instead, Chris was like, oh no, like, I see what y'all have. And like, you know what I mean? Ace was like, shit, I got to step up my game. Like, look at this dude. He's 6'8", the hell? And he just became more. And I think that's what brought him out of his shell more, was to win Shelly over. Like, he really had to come out of this shell, and we got to see like him being romantic, him being thoughtful, him being like considerate and things like that. And Chris did the total opposite. He tucked his tail and he ran to a woman that made him feel comfortable. That's it. And then ended up getting played. That's why I'm like, sir, you're still delusional. So let me move on to the whole conversation that he talks about on the podcast about Olandria outing the kiss that him and Huda shared in the speakeasy. Let's get into that. Hold on. Am I clicking on the right one? Hold on. It's 30.
Yes, that you and Huda.
Honestly, in the moment, I thought it was very disrespectful, and it wasn't like her place to do that. But at the same time, like, I kind of get it. She was just trying to stand up for her girl, Shelly, and that's something that I would do like for my boy. So I can't really blame her for it. But in the moment, I did think that was disrespectful, just because of how they were all coming at Huda.
Did you know the kind of plan or whatever that Huda and Shelly had put together to bring you to the villa?
Yeah, Huda brought it to my attention. I forgot if it was during our first conversation or the second one. I think it was the second one she brought to my attention. When she told me, it kind of weirded me. I'm like, I don't know, because I didn't want like that narrative of oh, he's just trying to stay in the villa, because that wasn't the case at all. Like, you know, before we found out we were all going back to the villa, like, Shelly was going to bring me back herself, and you know, I feel like I had done the work for us to get to that point and for her to feel that way. It wasn't until we all found out we were going back to the villa and Huda, you know, realized, you know, she didn't really have a connection in Casa Amor, and she had expressed that interest. You know, I was interested as well, and so I think that plan kind of just benefited all of us. I know there was a lot of talk in the villa, like, oh, like you saying like you did this for Shelly, like, wasn't true, but
right.
it for sure was. I can assure you that. And I try to make sure that I'm like, okay, like, I understand we're going to explore, but just as long as you know, like, I am still going to be exploring Shelly, because that's my top priority at that time. And she understood, and she pushed me to do that. Even while we were in the villa, she's like, hey, go talk to Shelly, or do this or do that. Like, she would still be pushing me, even if it wasn't Shelly. She just wanted me to explore everybody, you know what I mean? Because she still wanted to be open as well. Yeah, I mean, but the true plan was to be there just to explore.
And now it's coming out, because I haven't watched the interview, but I saw the clips. So Huda came up with this plan in her mind because she wanted to pursue Ace. So she used yo slow having ass. She used you, boy. Okay? So that she could get the opportunity, just an opportunity to pursue Ace. And I kept trying to tell the girls wanted to argue with me. Oh no, Ace is the stereotype. He's the stereotype. Like, he likes the preference. And I'm like, I'll keep trying to tell you that Ace is a little different. He does not like combative women. He does not like communicating to a woman and not feeling heard, or not feeling like he cannot express himself. And I really think it's the way that he was raised. Just his sister, and how feminine she is and how nurturing she is. And that's the sister that he decided to bring on the show. Okay. It said a lot about like his upbringing and why he is the way that he is. So he does not deal with women that are combative. And when I peeped that he got into it with Amaya, okay, and I keep trying to tell the girls because the girls are upset. They're upset with this whole situation with Amaya linking up with even after the interview, people are upset with Amaya because she's still hanging out with Huda. And I keep trying to tell the girls that Huda and Amaya are very similar. I've already went over this. You should not be shocked. So I think Shelly unfollowed Huda, Olandria unfollowed Huda, and so people are really disappointed. I'm so beyond disappointed in Amaya. I thought she was better than this. As someone who has been an Amaya papaya stan since day one and voted for her to win, I cannot support her if she's going to act like there was nothing wrong with what Huda just did and said in that interview. And I have not watched the interview, but I'm just going to put this in here because I already talked about this. And to post a bunch of pictures on her story with her this soon after, that timing is so tone deaf to me. What a slap in the face to Olandria and Shelly. Such a bad look for her. I keep trying to tell you that Amaya and Huda are very freaking similar, okay? They're very similar. So they both get similar support. They get pity. Just being honest with you, they get pity. When it comes to Shelly and Olandria, the purpose of the support that they get is because of how they're being treated and how they're being villainized and how they're being made out to be something that they're not. Versus when it comes to Amaya and Huda, like people feel bad about their experience and how they have to deal with rejection. They get a lot of pity from people. Like their support is pity. It's not really rooted in purpose. Like, why are you actually supporting this person? It's like a sympathy support. Like, and it's just, I don't know. I don't feel like Shelly and Olandria are getting sympathy support. I feel like they're getting real support because of what they're experiencing and how they're being treated. So they're both emotional crash outs. They both weaponize their tears. They both enable themselves to a degree. And I told y'all how problematic that was. But, you know, at the time, because she was such a fan fave, I literally was pointing out the red flags when it comes to Amaya. This is not shocking for me at all. I did empathize with Amaya because of some of the things that I felt like she was experiencing with her speech impediment or language barrier. There were times where I felt like she was getting ganged up on. I don't like that. I don't like seeing people get ganged up on. I've been at brunch tables where that type of activity happens, and it just makes me so upset and uncomfortable. Even when the person is in the wrong, I just don't feel like we should all just attack all at once that one person, you know. I'm really big on pulling people to the side and just having a conversation with them kind of one-on-one. I'm one of those type of people. I don't like the ganging up at the table or wherever we are. So I get it. So there were times where I did empathize with her. However, I did see the red flags when it came to Amaya, and I just wasn't afraid to call it out. So honestly, when it comes to what we're witnessing with Amaya, it's on brand. It's on brand. She can't say that oh my God, she switched up. I told you that she was an enabler. I told you that she's going to support Huda. Like, that's what she's going to do because she's an enabler. So it is what it is. And she's being used. Do you think she'll ever figure that out? I don't know. Huda knows how to leech on to the right people. I will say that.
Or mostly to exploit Shelly as well.
So let's see what else. Did they get into the... Okay, so let's get into was it the heart rate chart? Oh, no, we're not there yet. Oh, so this is where things got really weird for me. This is when I was like, oh, you're stupid. So one thing Chris kept doing in this interview, he kept comparing himself and his experience with Huda to Jeremiah, like a lot. Like, this is when I know someone has been manipulated by a master manipulator because they have convinced them of things that are not fucking true. So it's clear that Chris has not watched everything that happened with Jeremiah. So producers would bring in a iPad, they would show them certain episodes, and then they would send them into the villa. So that's their way of doing things, right? And so the way Chris prompts himself against Jeremiah as if I'm a better man because I could handle her in a way that you could not. It was very cringy because in my opinion, I didn't feel like Jeremiah really did anything wrong. I felt like he handled it in the best way that he could. It's just she wasn't listening. And because she wasn't listening, she wasn't getting her way. She was just hard to please and hard to deal with. So I got really freaking irritated with Chris at this point in the interview because I was like, she has manipulated you. The entire duration of y'all's relationship, she compared you to her ex, Jeremiah. The whole time. And you know who do that? You know the type of people that do that? Narcissists do that. Narcissists compare you to an ex constantly. Because they want to put a battery in your back so that you can perform, so that they can get their way with you. Dummy. So they can get their way. It's a form of manipulation. So the whole time you're doing for her in this way and you're doing for her in that way and all of this stuff, right? The whole time she's just getting her way with you. That's what it's all about. It's not because you're actually the man for her or you're the better man in the situation. It's just because she can get her way with you. That's it. She can get whatever she wants out of you because she's always going to bring up that ex. Was like, well, my ex did this and my ex did that. And then what are you going to do? You're going to try to please her, right? Because you're like, oh, I'm trying to be better than the next guy. So let's just listen to this part of the interview because this is what got me. I was like, you are a fool.
Our hardest, you know what I mean, with Shelly. So, yeah, I mean, it is what it was. Though.
Yeah.
Watching Huda and Jeremiah's relationship, I can't help but think that like your connection with Huda must have been so genuine that you really thought like, oh, I'm seeing, and correct me if I'm wrong, a different person than maybe what you saw watching it back, that you're like, now I do want to give this a shot. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think even when I first met her in Casa, I noticed a difference. And, you know, she was expressing to her first connection, JD, that she was planning on moving different. And the way she was talking and me hearing some of her conversation, I'm like, okay, like, you know, she's cool. Like, I don't think like what I saw was like truly her. I think she was just in a very toxic situation and both of them are like, they just weren't compatible.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, I truly saw a different side of Huda that I connected with and that I really liked. And I'm glad that, you know, I was able to explore that and get to know that real side of her because she really is a cool ass person. I'm not gonna lie. So
when you got to see a little bit of Jeremiah and Huda's relationship, did you come in with preconceived notions of how she moved and then have it drastically changed? Or were you already just been like, I don't know, man, I'm just gonna go with the clean slate? Because I think a lot of fans, you know, Huda's the star
that part
of the season, right? She is, whether you like her or don't like her, people care about her, they have opinions. She's the star, right? And so what was that like for you, or was it intimidating knowing that you were quickly like connecting with one of the show's biggest stars?
Honestly, like when I first watched her coming in, I thought she was great, you know what I mean? And I think when she started getting to that point with Jeremiah where things got bad, I think it just brought out a whole different side of her that wasn't truly her. I know like people are either gonna uplift you or they're gonna show like different sides of you.
Now let me get into why Chris is a damn fool. Sir, you've only known this woman for 2 fucking weeks. Like, where is his sister at? I want to talk to her in private because, like, girl, I know the sister that spoke out on TikTok, not the sister that went on the show. The other sister. She put out that apology and everything, but girl, I know you got something to say. Because as a sister, I got something to say. Cause I'm just like, sir, what are you talking about? You only known this woman for 2 weeks. Like, oh, I saw the real her in 2 fucking weeks. How do you like what? Oh my gosh. Ow, I saw the real her and what I saw with Jeremiah. You don't know this woman. You don't know her like that. And this is why, like, master manipulators will convince you that, oh, you know me, we have something real, it's meant to be, the stars are aligned. Remember she was saying that dumbass shit when it was family day, and it's like, yeah, like I had my crash out situation with Jeremiah, I learned, I grew, and I changed, and then I met Chris. All in the span of 6 weeks. People really tried to convince me that she changed. This is reality TV, so I get some people don't know how to translate things to real life. But let me wake your ass up. That's not real. That's not real. You can't even consistently complete a diet change or a detox within just and be consistent until like 30 days. Like seriously, 30 days. I just don't understand. There are studies that say you should really give a person 90 days to really see who they are. You've known this woman for 2 freaking weeks. So I just got irritated with this part of the interview because I was like, sir, you're not making any freaking sense. Like, honestly. And you're so easy to fool because you want to believe that you saw something real with her or she showed a more genuine side with you. And this is probably the shit that she's telling you, but you don't really know her like that because you've only known her for 2 weeks.
You know what I mean? And I don't think like that side of her was the true her. I think it was just her situation that she was in brought that side out of her. But that's not how she would act normally. You know what I mean? Because how she was with me was totally different. But I didn't have like a thought process on how I thought.
And then we all witnessed how Huda was on her best behavior because she had to be, because of the producers, probably the therapist on site. She had to be on her best behavior. She had to be on her best behavior because the other islanders almost voted her off. So she had to be on her best behavior. And you're over here like, yeah, she just showed a different side with me. It's like, you are really stupid. You are really dumb.
She was like coming into Casa. I just gave it a clean slate. You know what I mean? Just I tried to see her who she really was from an outsider's perspective because I wasn't coupled up with her from day one. So, but seeing her like that, I mean, I truly don't think that's the true her.
What was the moment between the two of you, whether it was a conversation or a moment where you were like, oh shit, like this is someone I'm really interested in, I want to pursue, and it made you, you know, in your head go from pursuing Shelly to pursuing Huda?
Good question. I think after she brought the, you know, I'm interested, when we had that little moment in Casa, I think after that, I kind of saw her a little different. Obviously, the physical attraction was there. Like, she's gorgeous, you know what I mean? But like, I think once we got to the villa, and she started opening up a little bit more about her daughter and stuff like that, I'm like, okay, like actually, like you're dope. I've gotten to know you as a friend, like throughout Casa. We've had, you know, funny conversations. She was really funny. She had me laughing every single day. But like hearing her open up and like coming from a single mom myself, like I understand like how hard that is. And so when she did that, I'm like, okay, like I really like you because.
And it's crazy because another thing about narcissism is like narcissistic people will try to make it seem like you know them better than other people. And it's their way of like isolating you from other people that they have been unmasked by. And so by the other islanders, she had unmasked herself because she had crashed out. She had unmasked herself in front of the producers and things like that. So you taking on that mindset of being the outsider, you also fed into the isolation of being isolated from other people because you didn't see what they saw. You didn't deal with what they dealt with when it came to her. And so you just really fed into that shit. And so it's really crazy because Chris tries to make it seem like he's so emotionally intelligent, but emotionally intelligent people can't be manipulated. You are aware that real emotionally intelligent people cannot be manipulated because people understand emotion and they also understand how people can weaponize certain things. Vulnerability is one of them. So her being vulnerable with you and isolating you and trying to make it seem like that y'all have something real and genuine, like that was just all a part of her scheme. Like that was it.
You don't just do that with everybody. Like it's all like you saw how long it took her to say it to Jeremiah. You know what I mean? Because I don't know if she didn't feel comfortable or what it was, but and I already knew off bat, so she couldn't really like keep that away from me. But like just her even wanting to open up about that. For sure made me like her a lot more. So
no, that's really cool.
Yeah.
You even had, you had your response to her asking like, or I don't even know if she asked, but you were just like, I'm just going to make this clear. Like, I have no issue with you having a daughter. Did that come from you just growing up with a single mom?
Yeah, me coming up with a single mom and then also like seeing my sisters go through that as well. And I know how hard that is. Like men already like, as soon as they hear, oh, she has a kid, oh, I can't do it. You know what I mean? Like, and I hate that because I feel like that's not fair. Like, you know what I mean? Just because she has a child doesn't like mean anything. So yeah.
I feel like we kind of heard maybe a little bit of that mindset whenever maybe it was Nick talking to Jeremiah. I don't know if like you got to see this, but he was kind of like,
it's crazy how he keeps talking about his sister and single motherhood, but I haven't seen him with a black woman yet. That's the thing that be killing me about men who say things like this, right? oh, like, yeah, I just hate that. I watch my mom and then also my sisters and things like that. But then you go outside of the community and you choose a woman that's a single mother over the women in your own community. Make it make sense. But you're just, I hate that. I hate that they go through that. I hate that they experience that. So why wouldn't you choose a black woman from your own community? Make it make sense. Like, this is just, and I'm going to ask my chat. Do you think that if it was a black woman, he would have the same segment? Do you think that he would have the same amount of patience? Do you think that he would have given her the same amount of grace, the same amount of understanding? Just let me know.
And then, like, the baby daddy, he's always around, like he's going to be in the life. And like, did they have a good, and it was kind of like, oh, you're already questioning, the negative side of this without even knowing, the full picture. So it's really cool of you to be like, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and let you know off bat, I don't give a fuck. And like, that doesn't sway anything.
Yeah. And I think me expressing that so soon and like right off the bat kind of made her comfortable.
Yeah.
And made her want to dive into that connection a little bit more. I just wanted to tell her just so she didn't think that I would switch up when finding out or when she talked about it or she felt like she couldn't bring her up.
You honestly probably provided her such a safe place.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's really dope.
Yeah, and
really
that's what I wanted for her because I feel like.
And one thing I also peeped, and I believe his ex confirmed this as well, is that he also is a manipulator. I've been calling this since day one. I watched how he weaponized her fake vulnerability, because that's the thing is Huda is, when she's vulnerable, she's fake. She's not real when she's vulnerable. She just manipulates when she's vulnerable or when you think that she's vulnerable. And then she paints herself to be the victim at all times when she's vulnerable. So I was watching the both of them basically manipulate each other in the speakeasy. So one thing I noticed about Chris, he takes the little bit of emotional intelligence that he has and he uses that as a form of manipulation as well. But his way of doing it, and I agree with the ex that spoke out about him, is that the vulnerability that he shares or that you share with him, he eventually like weaponizes it against you. He weaponizes his emotional intelligence against the women that he's pursuing or that he's dating. And that's what I witnessed in the speakeasy. I called it when they were in the speakeasy. I was like, he's over here manipulating her. Why is no one calling it out? But you know what people were saying at that time? Oh my God, like he's a real man. Chris is a real man and he's really good for her. And I'm just like, I'm not really seeing it. I watched how he emotionally manipulated her in the speakeasy, but everyone was just so focused on her playing the victim and crying in his lap and all of this stuff that people didn't see how he was manipulating her as well. I guess
like her past situation before I came in didn't really provide that for her.
Yeah.
And I saw a different light in her that I wanted to do that for her. So
yeah, it's just cool that you were able to empathize with her and like be able to relate with her, make her feel seen.
Yeah.
It's like everyone had so many opinions of Huda in general.
Yeah.
And then obviously specifically how she chose to like talk about being a mom. And yeah, it's just like how do you go about doing that on an international scale?
Right.
Let alone doing it with people you're going to date.
Right.
Are they going to accept you? Is it going to be used against you?
Yeah.
Again, this isn't just like some normal like interaction,
right.
And so yeah, everyone has opinions about it, but like, yeah, like we've all heard the stories about like single moms who try to date and then like people like pretend they don't care and then find ways to like, well, yeah, it's not really for me and things like that. So
it also is nice to hear though, because I mean, I remember I was, critical of the way in the beginning how she talked about being a mom. So it is really nice to hear that there was so much more and that she was able to open up to you and talk about her daughter in ways that maybe we didn't get to see.
Yeah.
So that is really nice to hear.
Yeah. I cared about that side because like I said, I know how hard it is to even talk about that or bring it up to a man. You might do that and they'll instantly judge you or have like some type of thought process when it comes to that. That's why I always was asking about her, like her situation with, her daughter's father and stuff like that, just to hear, let her open up and let her feel comfortable with bringing all that stuff up and me not judging her or seeing her differently.
Then also recently, so I'm just giving you the fill-ins as well as I'm reacting to this, which I'm able to do because I'm reacting to this kind of late. But her child's father has already spoken out about how she lied on the Call Her Daddy podcast. Now, typically in cases of, people coming out on social media after a woman has openly expressed her past trauma and things like that. Over the years, at first I used to be, I'm gonna go ahead and believe, right? I'm gonna go ahead and just take what the woman is saying. But I gotta be honest with you. I believe that the child's father. And the reason I believe that is because I've watched how Huda will take a situation and like distort the truth and like change the details and make herself become like this victim to where she gains more empathy for her situation and more sympathy for her situation. So I believe the child's father. I just want to know what about it, because he's claiming that he didn't cheat on her while she was pregnant. He didn't say that he didn't cheat on her though, but he said he didn't cheat on her while she was pregnant. So I don't know. I wonder if he's going to come out and talk more about that. I don't know what was all discussed in the podcast, but it's going to be interesting. And you know, some of these toxic couples, they do things like cheat back. They do things like they do this back and forth and this. And he also said that at the time that he was accused of cheating, that she still wanted to be with him. So I don't know what the situation is, but I'm gonna be so honest with you. When it comes to Huda, like just witnessing how she distorts things and she retells stories, I'm gonna have to be like, I just want to hear what his side is. I believe that there is some truth to both of their stories, whatever his story is, but I'm gonna probably have to decide or decipher for myself what the truth could be. Because again, like I don't blindly just trust anything that she says, because we literally saw it in real time, like how she would have conversations with people and then she would literally distort the information or the story. Like prime example was when she came back from the date and how she told the girls about the date, and it was just so insane how she retold the story, and it was just like, girl, that is not what happened. But if you want to be delusional like that, okay. Like, it's really insane how she just distorts details and stories and stuff like that. So, and then let's not forget the postcard challenge. People were calling her out for all the lies. And when you leave out certain things, that's a lie. When you intentionally don't disclose certain information, that is also a lie. You can't withhold information and be like, oh, that's not a lie. Oh, he's trying to seize the opportunity on the show. That could be possible. That could be possible as well. Thank you for the super chat.
Stand on business challenge where you both, for different reasons, kind of people came at you. Do you feel like that kind of solidified your connection and brought you guys closer together?
I think so, honestly, because I didn't like how they all ganged up on her, and I was going to stand up for her for sure, because that she didn't do anything wrong. You know what I mean? In my opinion, at least.
And do you feel like when you came in, because it's like that season is so long and things move so fast. When you came in, it felt like to the rest of the house that Huda was kind of on the outs, where like everything that happened with her and Jeremiah, like everyone else seemed frustrated with the whole situation. Jeremiah got the boot. Yeah. Was that what was really going on in the house, where Huda was kind of treated like an outsider a little bit with the rest of the group, or was that more, that's how it was shown, but not in reality?
Honestly, I mean, I can't really say I know too much just because I don't know how it was shown. But I don't think she was seen as an outsider though. Okay. Yeah, in my opinion. I think people saw like the genuine connection between me and her, and they liked me for her. And because I feel like I'm totally different than Jeremiah, you know what I mean? So I mean, yeah, but I wouldn't say she was considered as an outsider though. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So obviously y'all.
Did y'all see how he threw that in there? I'm totally different than Jeremiah. This man is delusional. Like he is so delusional. And this is why I said like the manhood that I thought he had, that he kind of got back when he didn't walk her across the water, that shit is dead. He does, like, his manhood has been revoked. I would never take him serious. Like, honestly, I just wouldn't. The little bit of manhood that he had gotten back from Huda when he didn't walk her across that water, I was like, okay, he's trying to get some self-respect here. Like, as a man, like, you should want that. You know, like some type of respect. And then the way he keeps downing the next man about the type of experience that he had versus what Chris had with her is insane to me. Like, and then he's trying to make it seem like, oh, like she treats me better, like I'm better. And then, you know what's so crazy? We typically see this type of behavior among women, but we're seeing this type of behavior among two men or a man. And it's just like really throwing me off, because it's like, sir, she didn't treat you drastically better than Jeremiah. The only thing she didn't do was cuss your ass out, and it was because she was already called out about that. So, what the hell? Like, I'm just okay.
Y'all didn't end up together. You ended up breaking things off. What was the kind of thing that switched for the two of you?
Honestly, just like compatibility and not meeting each other's love languages. Although we were only not dating, but what would you call it? Coupled up. For we were only coupled up for what? I think it was like 2 weeks, maybe a little bit more than that. So, there was still a lot of things that we needed to learn about each other. And I feel like.
Exactly. So that means you don't know this woman. Like this. You don't know that you don't know her, sir. You don't know her. You don't know her. Talking about, I saw a different side of her and it was just a more genuine side and da 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 da. I just gotta shake my head.
Like, although we were with each other for 24/7 for 2 weeks, we didn't really have enough time one-on-one to like really talk about that and really like dive into that part. I was so fixated on like trying to get to know her as a person and like the deeper side of her, to where I didn't really, although we talked about love languages, I didn't really see like how important it was to her. And sometimes she would be like, hey, like for example, like in the mornings, like when you see me come downstairs, like, can you do this for me? And then I'm like, oh, okay, so that really is something that she really needs. And I would do that for her. You know what I mean? So I think I've learned like a lot about love languages and how important it is to like give that to somebody, because
now listen. Yes, I agree. Jeremiah didn't do anything wrong. However, he's not innocent. Okay. His lust, his preference is what got him into that toxic situation with Huda. Okay. Now, as far as how he handled the toxicity, right? He handled it, to me, in a very respectable way. Because I don't know if I would have been able to handle her calling me out my name like that and me not want to like put my hands on her. I gotta be honest with you. But, as a man, I really felt like he showed signs of discipline and just self-respect. Honestly, just the way he didn't stoop to her level. I really admired that about him. Like, honestly. But he's not innocent. Okay, he's not. Sorry, Jeremiah's not innocent. This whole nerdy, naive, innocent. No. He had a preference when it came to the type of woman he wanted to pursue in the villa. That is what he put above getting a woman that has self-respect, emotional intelligence. Hell, a woman that conducts and carries herself a certain type of way. The way men put how a woman looks above character, integrity, manners. But they'll sit up and talk about how, a black woman is just not friendly, fit, and feminine. And the whole time it's like, nigga, you just want her because of what she looks like. That's it. Stop trying to play in our face and trying to make it seem like it's really about these things. We know that y'all will put looks above character, looks above a good mother for your children, looks above self-respect, looks above just being a kind person, like looks above just having integrity. Like, we know that y'all will do that. So, okay, I don't get it. But let's continue.
They could be looking for that like every day, and it's like, it's the little things. So, yeah.
Do you feel like it was kind of the not wanting to show PDA throughout the villa, but at nighttime being okay with it? Do you feel like that was kind of like the tipping point?
I wouldn't say it was a tipping point, because I was still willing to try.
Yeah.
Even on our date, I expressed like, hey, like I still am willing to make this work on the outside and just see if it works at all. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Like, but I was just willing to try. I just didn't really understand her perspective when it came to that, because I'll re-say this, like I have 7 sisters and I see all different types of perspectives and points of views and stuff like that. But that kind of just didn't sit well with me, because in the real world, you're basically saying, okay, if it's in private, you're basically going to invite a man to your home and have sex with him or whatever it is before you kiss him on a date. That didn't really make sense to me. So that's why I couldn't really just.
She didn't respect you, bro. She just wanted your penis, bro. And according to the streets out here, because again, I ain't watched the full interview. According to the streets out here, she was displeased with the fetish that she had. She was displeased. Okay, she talking about you got a little shrimp penis, And it's crazy. If you follow me on TikTok, things get a little wild over there. So you should subscribe or follow or whatever like that. Because I was telling the girls, I really felt like the reason why she wasn't jumping Chris's bones after they did the do was because he didn't lay that pipe well. I said it. I said it. I said what I said. He did not lay good pipe. Okay? I don't know what nerdy Jeremiah did, but nerdy Jeremiah, he was D'ing her down. And then when it came to Chris, because you have to understand, everyone keeps saying, oh, she's a Jezebel, whatever you want to call her, right? This is a woman that is highly driven by what? Sex. She is a sexually driven woman. That's how she gets validated. That's how she gets her rocks off, whatever the case may be, right? So when she had sex with Jeremiah, then she turned around and she had sex with Chris. She had two black men pinned together and she had something to compare it to. And listen, ladies, I tell y'all all the time, when you have too many sex partners, you end up like Huda. Confused as hell. Like, damn, Jeremiah was better, but it didn't work out. But damn, he laid it down good. But Chris, honestly, he's patient, he's caring, he's understanding. But Jeremiah laid that pipe. Ooh, he laid it down. And now I'm stuck with Chris, and he's just like not doing it for me. That's what I had a feeling that's the reason why she wasn't showing him public affection, was because the sex was not good. And he'll even talk about how at times I felt like you were embarrassed by me. And I was like, that sound like a man that had sex and is second guessing if he did a good job or not. Because why are you thinking like that? Oh, because you slept with her and she's been acting funny ever since? Yeah. And listen, to the men that are watching, if you had sex with a woman and she start acting funny afterwards, like she not wanting to be up under you, because we have a hormone that gets released, and she don't want to be up under you, oh, you didn't lay it down. I'm sorry. Try again. All right? And ladies, when you get too many sex partners, all right, things get really tricky for us. Okay? We already have a hard time trying to figure out what we gonna eat. Well, where do you want to go? Well, what do you want to eat? I don't know. Okay, it's the same thing with some D. All right? With the D. All right? Once you have some good D and then you go out and you get a guy where it's not as good, but he's a good guy. All right. Now you're like, I don't know what I should do. Like, should I go back to the toxic guy, but if the D is good, or should I go back to the good guy, but he don't like good D? This is why you should not get a bunch of sex partners, because things get very confusing. And if I'm lying, let me know. Let me know. Woman to woman, let me know. This don't got nothing to do with sexism. This don't got nothing to do with men at all. This has everything to do with us and how things get confusing when it's time to settle down. And you're trying to choose, who you should settle down with, but it's hard to choose because, well, the Cookie Monster, you just, for whatever reason, you haven't deleted his number out of your phone, sis. Why haven't you deleted the Cookie Monster out of your phone? Why are you still on your phone? You know the man ain't relationship, marriage material. He's not commitment material. So why do you have the Cookie Monster still in your phone, sis? Why don't you delete the Cookie Monster out of your phone? What is that about? So a part of me was like, oh, Chris, I think you slept with her and it just didn't meet her expectations. And so she wasn't up under you. She wasn't kissing you. She wasn't acting like a baby and all of that towards you because the D just was not good. Okay. Did you get down there and I don't know, you didn't know what she was doing. You was fumbling and bumbling and all of that stuff. Woo. That's a mess. That's embarrassing. So I think that's part of the reason. I do. I think that's part of the reason. So girls, ladies, I'm going to give you the advice from the woman's perspective, not the men, because men will never truly understand. But unfortunately, it gets confusing. Like if you have too many sexual partners, right? And you're always going to be comparing the guy that you should really settle down with with all the other men that you have been with. And men know that because that's what men do. Okay? They compare when they had some fire cat to some cat that wasn't that good. All right? And so now they're like, oh, but she would make a great mother. But her over here, she had that fire cat that I can't just forget about. I can't get rid of her. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's really about. That's what it's about. It's not about all of this other stuff out here in the world that it don't matter. It has no real meaning. But when it comes to you making that hard, tough decision, that's what it really comes down to. So I don't think Chris laid it down. And I think that's another reason why she just treats him like, Yet she was ready to crash out over Jeremiah, the nerd that I feel like he's something in them sheets. Okay. I don't know what type of freak he into some freaky stuff. Okay. Chris don't give me freaky. He don't give me freaky. And let's not forget that their physical connection was something that they really struggled with. He really feels like the emotional side of their relationship was just so good, but the physical part was not. And it's because she didn't like you. That's number one. And you didn't lay good pipe. If you would have laid good pipe, I think she would have treated you differently. I'm just going to be real with you. I'm going to be real with y'all. If he would have laid it down better, I think she would have been all over that man. Very similar to how she was with Jeremiah. So,
just wrap my head around her thought process. Although I do understand where she's coming from as far as like her not wanting to repeat what she had or what she had did with Jeremiah. I just think, like I said, like I'm totally different, and I provided her such a different space to where she felt comfortable, she felt safe, she felt not less anxious, all that. So I just didn't understand.
Was it confusing to hear her kind of say like, I'm not comfortable like showing PDA, I want to move differently, but then to say like, I want my man obsessed with me, I don't want to have to tell you to like put your arm around me?
It was very, I don't want to say contradicting.
Yeah.
It was just confusing because one thing I'm like, well, everything we do here is PDA. Like, you know what I mean?
Cameras everywhere.
The cameras are literally everywhere. So that's another thing that I couldn't really see her point. Like, I'm like, okay, you don't want to do things in front of the other islanders. I'm like, okay, but
I can see her point. He didn't lay good pipe, ladies. Let's just call it what it was. He didn't lay good pipe. Okay. I called it on my TikTok. If you're subscribed to my TikTok and you were on that live, put a 1 in the chat because y'all already know I already talked about this. Okay. It was because he did not lay good pipe, which is why her boundaries were confusing, because it's like, okay, you'll sleep with me. And I really think, ladies, let me know if I'm lying. She thought that, the first time probably wasn't good. So let's try it again, thinking that it would get better, and it never did. So I think that's what that is.
They see us make out all the time in challenges. You know what I mean? Like they're right next to us in bed when we're kissing or whatever we got going on. So it's just like, I didn't really understand like what she meant about PDA, but I think she just wasn't trying to be on like some Pepe and Iris type of thing, like always kissy and touchy and stuff like that. She was trying to take it slow, which I respected when it came to that part. And that's, I'll move slow when it comes to that too. Like I don't want to be making out in front of people and stuff like that. Like a peg or a kiss on the cheek. Okay, cool. Forehead kiss. Like those are little things that I'm about. But like, I didn't really want to like just be full tongue making out in front of people either. Yeah. So yeah.
Do you feel like maybe like, given like everything we talked about, just the pressure of the show and just how long she was there, do you feel like kind of like the whole her and Jeremiah of it all like got in her head in a way where did you guys ever like address that part, the disconnect?
Oh girl, Nick. Oh, Jeremiah was definitely in her head. She was thinking about, I had it so much better with Jeremiah. Oh my God, he D'd me down so good, and now I got to deal with him. Somebody also mentioned in the chat that, hold on. Oh, Kia. She said, the last tall guy I was with, it wasn't that good. You know what I realized about tall men? I've realized 2 things about tall men and men with bigger penises than the average. Okay. And I'm going there. Is that it's either their height or their penis, and oh my God, if they have both, oh my gosh, it's a disaster. But one thing I noticed about them is that they rely on height and their size in their pants to like carry them. So like I even had a horrible experience with a guy that was on the larger side, but like he had no foreplay at all, and it was awful. It was awful. And I was just like, see, this is exactly what I'm talking about. And so it was crazy. Like we had been dating for a while, And when things started getting to that place of being sexual, he would like talk a good game, like, yeah, like I've always had girls obsessed with me and all of this stuff and da 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 da. And I was just like, okay, all right. And listen, one thing about me, I'm gonna be so honest with you because I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not sparing your feelings. Like if it wasn't good, then it just was not good. And I always tell men that if you have to ask me, then it wasn't. Period. If you have to ask, it wasn't. And so what I noticed was like his arrogance was just based off of not his performance. His arrogance was based off of just his size. And he's tall and he had a nice size. So like his arrogance when it comes to his height and his build and his size is really what he thought was like just, oh, I'm that guy. But he really wasn't. Like no foreplay, ladies. And you know, foreplay is very important. Hell, foreplay is the most important thing. And so it was a mess. So I told you in my, I don't know what review number I was in, but I was like, I wonder what type of tall guy is Chris. Is Chris the type of tall guy where he has personality beyond his height? He has some type of game, some type of something about him, charisma, something beyond his height. And to be honest, Chris is very boring to me. His jokes are flat. He's not that interesting to me. He's just very, very, very boring. So, and honestly, I felt like Jeremiah was more interesting. Jeremiah, he reads books. He seems to be very smart. You know, I feel like he was more interesting. But Chris, the only thing he keeps talking about is, I could be overseas playing ball right now. I could be overseas playing ball right now. I could be overseas playing ball right now. And I'm like, sir, shut up. We're tired of hearing that. And it's like, do you use that? Like all the time on women? Like, is that your game? Like, is your game really just like, oh, like I play ball overseas and then like the girls just fall into your lap and like that's your game? It's weak. It's weak. It's weak. And you know what? It worked on Huda because she thought that you were the stereotype. She thought that you would be the black guy that would lay it down in the bedroom. You had a little swag about you. You don't got none of that shit. None of that. So I think a lot of that has to do with, I think the reason Huda responded in the way that she did was partially because you're just not that guy. You could work on yourself a little bit. Like you could level up. Okay. First of all, you need to get street smart. You need to get street smart. You was out here traveling the world, playing ball and all this stuff. And you not street smart. Like you're not able to pick up on when somebody's playing you. I don't get it. I don't get it. So yeah, sir, he talks a good game, but it always lands flat, just like his jokes. So
where it's like, all right, maybe we're just not seeing eye to eye because we're just coming from two completely different points of view where she's
at all.
Like, hey, like it might not be reality, but I dealt with this. This is my reality now. Right. And I got shit for this. Everyone came at me. America came at me. Yeah. When America voted to break up Jeremiah and Huda, that was like America being petty.
Yeah, for sure.
And just being and telling Jeremiah and Huda like we don't like what's going on here, and just like that, just to be in that world and then find that out about people voting for you is a mind fuck.
Yeah, for sure. I think she was a little traumatized from that.
Yeah,
and that's what really made her be like, okay, I'm gonna move completely different. I'm gonna move so slow, which I respected. You know what I mean? Like especially with the whole America thing. Like of course you don't want America to hate you. Or the other islanders, like you're gonna spend so much time with them, like to where you don't want to walk around and be like, oh, I don't like her. You know what I mean? So I totally got where she was coming from with that. As far as moving slow, it just like I just didn't really see like how you can move slow, but you want to do things in the bedroom.
How dark is it in those bedrooms?
Oh my gosh, you can't see nothing.
Okay,
like even once your eyes like regulate to the darkness, you still can't see anything.
Oh, you can see some when you're adjusted, but like it takes a minute though. Yeah, it's dark. Like
I assumed the reason I assumed that in her mind she's just like this
dark
is
as fuck.
This is our moment. Yeah. We're alone, even though we're not alone. Right. And like it's our own. It's the only time I can be alone. It's like under these fucking sheets.
Right.
I guess I wonder. Do you think there's any?
Nick, please. Do you see what I'm talking about? Do you see what I'm talking about? They're not alone. Okay. This whole sheet thing is killing me. They're in a room full of people. There are cameras. In a discussion. It does not make sense. You're having sex in public. Okay? All right? We're not about to normalize sleepovers and not having like public sex. That is what that is. When people are around and people can see, people can hear, you are engaging in public sex. Okay? The sheets is not gonna, like, come on now. Like, seriously. And then those beds were super close to each other. Like, they were so close. Okay? Could you imagine? Absolutely not. No.
Any, like, have you guys spoken much outside of the villa?
Yeah. Like, we're staying with each other right now.
Okay.
Yeah, me and her are really cool. I want to make that clear because I feel like everybody thinks like we hate each other, stuff like that. But like, me and Huda are cool.
And do you feel like, is it just friendly, or are you guys kind of almost taking it slow, being like, I don't know, we're out of the villa. This is, pressure's off. It's just us.
Yeah.
There's no weird sleeping arrangement situation. There's no cameras.
Right.
Are you open to like just seeing like how things play out? And is there a chance that a romantic connection could still be a possibility?
Honestly, I don't know. As of right now, like, I'm taking this friendship and I just want to run with that. You know what I mean? I don't think we got the chance to be friends before being coupled up in the villa. So now that, you know, that's done and we can, you know, be regular, I want to take us being friends. Like, I want to do that. I want to be friends with her. And if, you know, down the road, like, we come back to each other and it's organically and it's mutual, then, you know, I'll be open to it, of course.
He is a dummy. Remember when I told you when they were at their dinner date and Moonwater started to play in the back? And I was like, people was trying to tell me, oh, like, he don't want her. Da, da, da. I was like, are we watching the same show? He wants her bad. Like, this woman can spit in his face and he'll be like, I still want you. I still want to be with you. I still want to work on things. This woman could slap him in the face and he would be like, let's work it out. Let's do it. Like, I still want to be there for you. This woman could go and have sex with another man, 2, 3, or 4, and he'll still be waiting there like, I still want to work it out. I still want to be with you. Like, he's delusional. He wants her bad. Okay? He wants her bad. So he's just waiting. Like I told y'all, Chris is like that nice guy where he tries to make it seem like he's a gentleman and he's this and he's that, but really he wants to be her friend so that he can always be in the wing for just that opportunity to come. That's it. Like that's all this is. Like he's waiting for the opportunity to be able to have his way with her. Like that's all that this is about. And I'm just tired of people trying to make it seem like, oh my God, he's such a gentleman. He's such a gentleman. He is playing his nice guy cards. Like that's it. And it's worked for him. According to his ex, he weaponizes his emotional intelligence. And honestly, I don't want to say he has emotional intelligence. He has emotional awareness. I'll say that. And he takes the emotional awareness that he has that most people don't have. Okay. That's why therapy is important. He has a level of emotional awareness to where he's able to weaponize that against whoever he's in partnership with. That is what we're witnessing. And so he's going to play the long game. He's going to play the nice guy. He's going to play the friend. You could call me on a rainy night or a rainy day or some bullshit like that. And he's going to be waiting in the wing to have his way with her. Like that's really all that this is. So he's going to keep publicly defending her and all of this stuff, trying to be like the friend. And it's like, sir, she friend zoned you on national television. Where is your self-respect? Where is your pride? Where is your dignity? Where is your manhood? Where is it at? Cause can you pull it out? Can you show me where in the hell is it at? Are there any men out here? Cause I know it's just not me. I just want to know, like, how do y'all feel about this? How do the men feel about this? Like seriously, because I would be so disappointed. To be honest, I was low-key kind of proud of Chris when he, decided to take his manhood back and stand up for himself and defend himself and show that he had some level of self-respect. But it's just like, sir, after this interview, you are back to square one with me. There, no manhood in sight, no self-respect, no dignity, no pride, just pure embarrassment. And I'm just glad this is not my brothers or one of my brothers embarrassing the family like this. Because it's just like, nope.
Of course, but I think right now, for the time being, I think being friends is what's best.
Okay.
So
the baby challenge, did Huda know that it was not a real baby? He's like, you have to hold her head. She can't sit up yet. She's too young.
That is true.
I mean, I guess. It's like you're ripping her shirt off too hard.
Right. I'm like, first of all, I didn't want to. I think she dove into that challenge head in because she has a daughter, and I think she really wanted to prove like how much of a mommy she was, like, and how good of a
Iris left their baby next to the stove.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And they were both fine with that type. So
somehow they won they passed the challenge.
Right. I don't know how they passed the challenge with that, but yeah, I think Huda may have taken it a little too serious because she is an actual mom, and she was looking to see if like I was that man that knew what I was doing, I think. But in my opinion, like, yeah, like it's a challenge and I should be taking it seriously. But at the end of the day, it's a doll. Like, I'm not really too worried about the snake. I wouldn't do that with a real baby, sit him up. And I feel like she was trying to put like an age on the baby to where like the baby was like 2 weeks old or something like that and couldn't control her neck. I'm like, that's not it at all.
You were like, we were just sitting together over here.
She was just sitting up perfectly fine. Like, but she didn't see that. So
let me move on. Let's get to the heart rate challenge. So let's see, 4906.
Everyone's reaction was,
I feel like I don't think she really did anything wrong.
Okay.
Before the challenge even started, we all mutually said like, okay, do we all have consent about anything? Like, does anybody have any boundaries that they have? Like, let's address them. Who's not comfortable with what?
Really?
Everybody raise their hand. Yeah, we're all comfortable. Kissing, touching, whatever it is, we cool.
And no one said nothing.
Anything. We were in the fire pit, and I think it was either Shelly or somebody in the group were like, just to make sure everybody is consensual with everything. Like, is everybody okay with that? We all put our hand up.
And you know what's crazy about this is Taylor and Clark don't seem to think so. Pepe didn't seem to think so. No one, probably except for Amaya, like Chris and Amaya are enablers. No one outside of these two individuals seemed to think that she didn't take it too far. So, Chris, you are just a joke to me. Like, this is embarrassing. This is so embarrassing. So he was like, and then it's the way that she didn't do anything wrong. So I'm just like, okay, all right.
You know what I mean? So going into that,
and I'm gonna warn y'all right now. She does not like this man. Okay, she looks at him as like this pathetic puppy that she can just use whenever she wants. That's it. So she's going to eventually get to a point where she's going to discard him. Like, she's probably going to get to a point where, did he already unfollow her on social media? I forgot. It's very clear that he still wants to sleep with her. It's very clear. But did he already unfollow her online? Let me know, because I forget the list. I know it was Olandria, it was Shelly. Shelly was first, then Olandria. Did Chris unfollow? They said Ace did. Okay, so he did. So that tells me that even though he unfollowed her on social media, I really think he did that to save face. But just knowing how desperate he is for her, I feel like he's still in communication with her. I mean, of course, they still live in the same house. So it's just going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. Because he did an interview with E! Entertainment. Is it Entertainment Tonight? I'm sorry. Entertainment Tonight. And he's still defending her. But then again, I don't know when he did that interview, to be honest. So I'm gonna be looking to see what he's saying in future interviews. But sir, at this point, if you don't wake the hell up, you're just further embarrassing yourself. That's it. Cause at this point, like, she just sees you as a joke.
Huda's like, okay, I'm gonna really do my big one then. Like, everybody's cool with it. Like, it's just a challenge. Okay, cool. And I think a big thing is nobody established their boundaries with their person before that. Led to people doing whatever they wanted to somebody else's couple, which in my opinion, it's a challenge. You shouldn't really take it that seriously. And if you didn't want that to happen, you should have said something.
I mean, we have, I think Taylor and Clark were definitely like, she damn near was sitting on Ace's face. Like, she was.
That she was. That she was.
An essential baby item for us is 100%.
So she sat on his face And you also, this is why he gets on my nerves and I can't stand him. So you watch the girl that you're pursuing sit on another man's face, but then you also came to the conclusion that Shelly and Ace had a very strong connection. Like, you knew that, which was why you decided to not pursue her, and you still don't think Huda did anything wrong. Like, and this is what I'm saying. Like, Chris, where is your self-respect? You watch that girl sit on another man's face and you're like, oh, she did nothing wrong. But then you're over here complaining about how she doesn't show you any public affection. Like, do y'all see why I say he a big ass dummy? Like, I'm just saying, like, sir, where is your self-respect? Oh my God, it's irritating me real bad. So she can sit on another man's face in front of your face, but she can't kiss you publicly? Okay. Because that makes a lot of sense. Let me play this again, because I was just like...
I mean, we have, I think Taylor and Clark were definitely like, she damn near was sitting on Ace's face. Like, she was.
That she was. That she was.
An essential baby item for us is...
He's embarrassing. He's embarrassing. Okay. Let's also talk about the walking through water, because it just confirmed what I got from the situation, that the reason why he didn't carry her across the water was not because he wasn't going to be a gentleman and help her across the water. It was the way that she was acting and the way that she asked. And I was like, I wouldn't have carried her ass either. Shit, she'd be lucky if I didn't push her ass or shove her ass into the water.
And Parenthood looks different here.
The last date, you've said something about it.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of been very talked about, the whole, like, are you going to make me walk through the water? Are you going to carry me? You have come out and since said that there were specific reasons as to why you did not carry her through the water.
Yeah.
What are those reasons?
So to me, I don't think they aired it, but like how the date went, she was like, I don't like this about you. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. So it kind of put me in like a mental state of like, damn, like, do you not like me at all? Like,
okay.
And then that's why I was like, when she brought up, like, I think we should be friends, I was like, I was just waiting for you to say it, because she was literally telling me all the things that she didn't like. And in my head, I'm like, okay, like, she don't fuck with me, you know what I mean? But when it came to me not carrying her, I think it was the way she kind of asked me that kind of threw me. It's like, are you going to carry me or are you going to make me walk? I'm like, okay, first of all, like, I didn't really like how you just asked me. I came back wanting to help you down and like walk with you as a gentleman should. I just didn't want to give her that treatment of, okay, you still think like you can still get like that princess treatment out of me. Like, once we establish what we are, which is friends now, I'm not going to treat you as like you're my woman and hold you like that. Like, that's just how I move. You know what I mean? Like, I went up to her. I came back to make sure she was cool. Like, why are you crying? Stuff like that. We talked about it a little bit. And I held my hand out for her to help her down so we could walk together. She didn't want that. She wanted to be carried. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to do that. Like, you're not mine anymore. Like, we're not, you know what I mean? Like, we're broken up now. So I'll help you. I'll be a gentleman to help you like down and, you know what I mean? So you don't have to be by yourself, but she didn't want that.
So one question I have for you, like man to man.
Yeah.
And I was, when we were talking about this moment on our show yesterday, and obviously we recognize things are edited. But
yeah.
Anyway, something us men, I think are notorious for when it comes to ending relationships is just letting them break up with us.
Right.
You know?
Can we talk about it? Hold on. Wait a minute. Black women to the front. Hold on. Wait. Pause. They try to make it seem like we weren't desirable and we were the most desired. Okay. Clock it. Hold it. Okay. But the black man was not desired by his preference. Woo! Girl, the black, and it's still not clicking. Like, it's still not clicking. It's not. And last night in my live stream that I posted to my Patreon, I said that it's so crazy because black men have created narcissism in non-black women or racially ambiguous looking women, you know, like curly head mixed chick or like exotic foreign looking girl, whatever. And I'm just going in terms of like pop culture and what is considered to be exotic and foreign, because honestly, if we really get into it, Olandria is exotic. I don't care what nobody say. All right. Argue with your mama. Don't argue with me. She is globally exotic. All right. So it's not giving hood rich. It's giving wealthy. All right. So which is why I was getting upset at people that were trying to like make it seem like she looks manly or she's this or she that. She has the type of features that could easily be on the runway. Like, let's be for real. Stop playing. The cheekbones, like seriously, the facial structure, the body, okay, her posture, just everything about her is just top freaking tier, global, period. It's not for debate. So with me saying that though, where was I going with this? Basically, sorry y'all, I got sidetracked because it's like, do not do her like that. Like, she really is that girl. So in my opinion though, it's just so interesting that when it came to Chris and having his experience, he really can't see how she is not his choice. And it's like he won't let it go. But it has created narcissism in these exotic, foreign-looking women according to pop culture, Western culture. You get what I'm saying? Which is a very small part of the world. So because of that, it's like now that they have like this narcissism, like, do you not see how these women want to dominate and control them? They want to just use them for this or for that. They don't want to like deal with them in a real genuine way. Like, they just feel like they can do whatever. The same narcissism that they tend to carry because of the black community putting them on a pedestal, because again, black men have put these women on a pedestal. They are mirroring each other. And remember when I said Huda and Chris are mirroring each other? Remember I said that? I said they do this mirroring. So they getting a taste of their own medicine. I love it. I'm living for it. You living for it? And then Olandria is out here getting treated like a goddess. She don't even got to open up her own water bottle. Nick is like, I got it. Let me open a water bottle. I just live for this shit, y'all. Like, I really do. Like, I'm so here for this. And it's just, everything comes around full circle. That's all I'm saying. Everything comes around full circle. So the narcissism in which they tend to carry, because the black community has put them on a pedestal where they don't have to be accountable for certain things, is the same narcissism that the preferences carry as well, because they don't have to be held accountable for things because, when they have a little attitude, it's spicy. When they have a little attitude, it's sexy. When they have, when they show narcissistic traits, right? Oh, I attract emotionally unstable women, but I'm okay with that. I'm cool with that. Okay, Chris. Well, you got what I guess you like. So it's just so interesting how all of this plays out.
It's like if we're kind of checked out or we feel like it's not working, we're not vibing, we become more distant and then kind of just wait for them and like we should.
And then also, like, I also want to add too that the reason why Huda goes after black men is because they expect a preference treatment. And when they don't get the preference treatment, right, the same way in which the black man goes and seeks out the preferences, because they want to get the black man preference treatment, the special that they tend to get with these other women, which is really like, they say things like, oh, they're easy, or I can get my way, I can have it my way, da da da. So they seek each other for the same reasons, but these same women go to the men in their own community. Do you see where I'm going here? And so, like, there's a link up. Okay, these men we don't want, right? And who's really fighting for Chris? Shelly didn't fight for that man. Once Shelly peeped that he was lame as fuck, she was just like, whatever, right? So it's clear that we didn't want Chris, right? And then it's also clear that the men in which the community that she comes from don't want to deal with her. And so, like, there's this link up. This is where they meet and they mirror. Do you see what I'm saying? So we like really watching this happen. We're seeing it all play out. It's fabulous, isn't it? It's just fabulous. And you know what it causes eventually? It causes, my favorite term, an ego death. Ego death. Because you have two people that are not getting their way, and they're used to getting their way, because when it comes to the community in which they come from, like, they are put on pedestals. And so when they outsource and go outside of the community, they're looking to once again get their way. When they don't get their way, they have an ego death. And what we watched was a woman crash out because she experienced an ego death. And Chris, your ego death is currently unfolding as we speak. So let's just sit back and watch.
To break up, and then maybe we're happy or maybe we're sad. Was Huda ending the relationship 100% her call, where you were just still hoping to leave as a couple and then you were very hurt by her actions? Or was it kind of a mutual decision that ultimately she had to like make that decision, and then obviously it seemed like your feelings were hurt?
For sure hurt.
Because at first it kind of felt like you were, and I think we do this a lot, right?
Did y'all hear that part? Wait a minute. Hold on. Not the preference. Oh, it kind of hurt. I felt some rejection from my preference, and this is great.
For sure hurt.
Because at first it kind of felt like you were decision that ultimately she had to like make that decision, and then obviously it seemed like your feelings were hurt.
For sure hurt.
Because at first it kind of felt like you were, and I think we do this a lot, right? We act like we don't care. At first you were kind of giving me, I don't give a fuck. I'm just waiting for you to say it, just say it, and then you're like, well, do you not care?
And I think that's why it was perceived that way, because like there was no like in between. There was a lot of stuff that happened.
Let's decode that. His ego was bruised, or his ego was hurt.
In between that didn't get aired or didn't get showed.
Like what? Can you share?
Well, me personally, like I told her like I wanted to keep working on it. I wanted to see where it went on the outside world, and I genuinely did like her and wanted to see like what that would look like and leave there as a couple. And so that was purely her decision. I had been waiting there for maybe like 20 minutes for her to make up her mind, because she couldn't wrap her head around it. And she told me, she was like, it's crazy because like you didn't cheat on me, like you haven't done me dirty, like you've been everything that I wanted in a man. So like me coming to this decision was really hard, and that's why she was crying so much.
I feel like I don't feel like Chris is an abuser. Okay. People keep bringing up the pillow situation, and it's like, oh, he's an abuser. It's ladies. Can you not do that? Because like when you attach a man to things like narcissism and abuse, and then it's not really giving that, you're watering down like what women who have dealt with that, what they're actually going through. Not every man out here is abusive. Not every man out here is narcissistic, but it does not mean that they're not toxic or manipulative. And so even though Chris is not abusive in the same way Huda is, he still mirrors aspects of her though. Like there are traits that he mirrors. And so one of those being is how he manipulates, and he uses emotions to do that. He uses vulnerability to do that. Well, I don't feel like he uses emotions. Well, he kind of did, because when you express that you're hurt about something, like, whoa, it's me, like feel bad for me because you hurt me in this way. So emotionally, they manipulate each other. And then also he weaponizes vulnerability against Huda at times too. Like he uses it to his advantage. And he's not doing it from a genuine place, in my opinion. Like, I'm just seeing like this nice guy act, which to me is just manipulation. So I don't believe Chris is abusive, but he's definitely a manipulator. And one thing about DV, there's no debate about if the man intentionally harmed or aggressively became violent. There's no debating that. It is what it is. Like there's no, oh, but the pillow, it hit too hard, or there's no debating when a woman is truly experiencing DV. Okay. And so when you have to debate about a pillow fight, if it was, DV, if it was abusive and things like, to me, it's just not legitimate at all, because there shouldn't be a debate. When you're in a DV situation, the intentional aggression that a man carries when he puts his hands on you, there's no debate about that. Okay. It's harmful. It's hurtful. It's painful. It's dangerous. It's traumatizing. It's all of these different things. And I just feel like when women, I think the reason why women are doing it is because it's like an extremist mindset where you're not considering the nuances. So it's like the extremist mindset take is he has to be abusive for him to be manipulative and for him to be toxic. He can't just be toxic and manipulative. He has to be an abuser. And to me, it's like, I don't feel like he's abusive, like physically abusive, but I do feel like he's toxic and he's a manipulator. So I think a lot of women want to put him in that category, but I'm just like, when you do that, understand that you're watering down when women really are in DV situations. And there's no debate about if he was intentionally aggressive towards her. He was. And so this whole pillow thing being a debate, it's like, oh no, he's abusive. It's like, there's no debate about DV. Okay, and I just need to make that clear on my platform, because I want women to understand that when a man puts his hands on you, and I mean like really puts his hands on you with the intent to be aggressive towards you, he did that and he meant to do that. And there's no debate about that at all. Okay, that is so, so important. And if a man ever puts his hands on you just one time, just one time, and I'm not talking about horseplay and all of that. I'm talking about like he intentionally put his hands on you, he will do it again. Okay. All right, let's continue.
But
I mean, that's growth on her part. That's
absolutely.
She seems like someone who, like, when she says you haven't, like, I think fans are, again, we're so myopic in how we watch this show.
Yeah.
And like these experiences that you guys go through are so, like, I mean, it's like, it's therapy, right? You guys are constantly being asked about your feelings, your emotions, you're reflecting on your past relationships and things like that. Yeah. And she probably only had, I don't know, maybe, and like that was me. It's like you only run relationships when something just terrible happens, you know, and you fight for these relationships well beyond the timeline in which maybe you both should.
Yeah.
And that's what I was saying. Nick talked too much. And then also, whose idea was the breakup? Hold on, did I already pass it? Okay, I guess he's long-winded, so let's get into it.
Maybe this was growth on her part of saying, like, I don't know, like, you're great, we're great, but like there are some specific compatibility problems that where I think maybe it's best to walk away now rather than like torturing each other for how long, you know? Yeah. Because it kind of seemed like that's what her and Jeremiah did, where it's like there were some compatibility issues, and then instead of just talking through them, acknowledging them, and maybe decided, they just kept, you know, leaning into the lust and the chemistry and annoying the compatibility part.
Yeah, for sure. And I think with us, like, even though we didn't really have the physical, we had the emotional and everything else. She claimed, like, you know, she kept having like repeat herself, but that wasn't the case. She only told me about what she needed twice, because I don't know if it aired or not, or if it was shown, but I was always the type of person like, hey, do you need anything from me? Like, are you okay? Like anything like that. And like, vice versa, she would do the same for me. So like her saying like, oh, I don't want to have to keep repeating myself, especially on the outside, where I'm like, where's this coming?
I didn't see where she did the same for him. Maybe they didn't show it. I don't know. But then again, Chris is delusional. So do you think that she was really doing the same for him? Like, she doesn't seem to do the same for others at all. So I don't even think this woman really likes him like that. So it's kind of hard to believe that she did the same for him. It's very hard to believe that.
Coming from, like, that was never the case. You know, you've always, this whole time you've been saying like how much I check up on you, like how much that I do for you, the efforts that are being shown. So that kind of confused me as well. But, you know.
Okay, let's get into the countdown. Okay, he talks about the countdown in bed.
Mm-hmm. Or like, what didn't we get to see again? Like, you know.
I feel like what you guys didn't get to see is the whole argument and why we were arguing. We weren't arguing because I didn't cuddle her. We were arguing because we were told like we were only going to get 2 hours of sleep, and instead of prioritizing sleep, she wanted to get, you know, active in the bedroom, and I wasn't about that. And I had made that clear to her. I'm like, look, like, if we're not going to be doing PDA on the outside, you can't even give me a kiss. Like, we're not doing shit in the bedroom. Like,
especially if I only get 2 hours of sleep.
Exactly. I'm a big like sleeper, and I'm gonna prioritize my sleep. Yeah, I set a boundary, and you know, she crossed it. You know, she wasn't okay with it, and I feel like for her to catch an attitude and for her to be like, okay, like if you don't talk to me or anything.
So coercion is what he experienced, and he's downplaying that. So she didn't just want cuddles; she wanted to get active. And I don't know, like, what do y'all think that what is that about? Like, what is that? Because honestly, Huda doesn't give me that she really likes him. So does she just is it like she uses sex as a way to control men? That's what it seems like. It just seems like she uses it as a means of control. And so that's just her way of like controlling. I don't know. She just seemed, and like JD said, you're very dominant. So I think it translates too. So when she doesn't get her way, like she's over here trying to coerce this man into doing the do. And so this makes me believe that, remember what I said in one of my reviews when the condom was under the pillow and I was like, I feel like she was the one that initiated. This shows me that that is what she does. Like, she initiates sex so that she can get men under her control. So I think that's what that was about. And when when Chris didn't give in to that, she started doing this whole countdown thing, or she started to instantly threaten that she was going to stonewall him the next day. So that's just crazy. And he only had 2 hours of sleep.
Like that. Like right now, I'm not gonna talk to you all day tomorrow. I'm gonna ruin your day. And like count 3, 2, 1, like I'm some child. Like I'm a grown ass man. Like you can't talk. And if my mama don't talk to me like that, you for sure not gonna talk to me like that. So that's what rubbed me the wrong way. Especially that next day, I was hot. I'm not gonna lie. And I'm big on like not bringing my past emotions from yesterday to the new day. But that really didn't sit well with me because I'm like, how are you gonna act like that? Like I've never rejected you. Like all I did was set a boundary and you just weren't respecting it. You know what I mean? I respected all her boundaries. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't like forcing her, like complaining that she wasn't kissing me on the outside. Like when she told me why, I'm like,
being assertive is masculine energy. Being assertive, like going after what you want, is masculine energy. Receiving, being in this place of stillness and sitting back to receive, is a feminine energy. So I understand, like, I'm not here to kink shame or anything like that. I don't see anything wrong with the woman being dominant in the bedroom. What I'm saying, like, when it comes to energy exchange, though, like when you step into that energy, you could call it dark feminine energy or whatever, but it's still like you using your masculine energy to do so. That is what that is. That is what that is. Look up the masculine traits and the feminine traits. And when it comes to you being a decent human being in this lifetime, you need both to exist in this world and to be spiritually aligned and to be authentic. Like, you need both traits, but you need to know when to use them and when not to. Like, there has to be balance with it. And there's no balance with her. That's the issue. It's not that she wanted to be dominant with him in the bedroom. It's just there is no balance. It's like, girl, you want to be dominant in the bedroom, you want to be dominant outside of the bedroom. Like, you just want to be in control at all times. So it just gives toxic masculine energy for a woman.
Okay, like I get it, but I don't understand, but I'm gonna respect your boundary at the end of the day. So I just feel like that wasn't really reciprocated, but it's okay.
Was it hard to hear the threat of like, is this really worth like me being in a shitty mood tomorrow and not talking to you? Like, if you don't do this, I will.
I think in the moment it was tough to hear because it's like, why did it have to get to that extent over a boundary that I had set? But she is who she is, especially when emotions are high. And her biggest thing was like feeling rejected. She didn't want to feel like she was getting rejected.
Did you explain that was how you had felt when you'd wanted to kiss her and she didn't want to kiss you in front of everyone? The like being like, I understand.
They both, to me, and I've said this earlier in one of my reviews, that they both struggle with rejection. That's why I feel like they mirror each other. And they both struggle with rejection while also looking for male validation. So Huda looks for male validation when it comes to desirability and men being obsessed with her. And then Chris looks for male validation through male approval, like wanting the approval and acceptance of other men. So they're both insecure.
Understand how you felt rejected in this moment, but in these other moments where I wanted to show affection and you didn't, like, I also felt
hell
rejected.
Yeah, I told her that, and I told her like it kind of made me feel like you were embarrassed of me or something like that, because everybody in there approved and they told you how much they like us together, but you're still worried about their perception on how it's going to look to them if we kiss in front of them. You know what I mean? So again, didn't really make sense to me, but it is what it is.
She was not feeling you like that. That's what that was. She was not feeling you like that. And I want to ask the chat, if Huda was really feeling Chris, do you think that she would have cared about the other islanders? As much as she makes everything about herself and how she's very self-centered, she seems to be very self-focused. Do you really think it was because of the other islanders, or you really think it was because she just wasn't feeling him like that? She could get some D at night, get his control, get him under her thumb, but that's really all it boiled down to. Like, it wasn't truly about her genuinely taking a liking to him. So let me know.
It was tough, like watching you two. I mean, like other couples, again, like whether we got to see it or they didn't want to even engage in it. There wasn't a lot of like conflict to work through. It was just like happy-go-lucky, a lot of it.
Happy-go-lucky. So just Ace and Shelly, that was a happy-go-lucky relationship? That's interesting. That's why I'm like, let me hurry up and get off this man's platform.
More like as a result of that, like, are you curious about how, I know you guys are going to remain friends for now. I'd be curious how you guys would try to have the same conversations outside of the villa after you guys like start healing from the experience.
I feel like the conversations now would go a lot smoother.
Okay.
Because we kind of understand each other. But like, I told her like every couple has hiccups, you know what I mean? But that doesn't mean like we should be giving ultimatums like, okay, like, do you want me to leave you alone, or do you want to just end this? Like, I'm a big person, like, I'll work through it. And
listen, I'm gonna be so honest with you. Men who carry his mindset don't get women like that. Either they don't get women like that, or they don't get the type of woman that they want like that. So once they get a woman that they feel like is out of their league, they're gonna simp. Period. That's why men on social media are like, oh, it's men like you. It's men like you that I can't stand, because there's always going to be that man that's going to simp. And it's true. Y'all, the stuff I be seeing in Houston, these men be simping. And that's what I be telling the girls. I was like, if he ain't simping, he don't like you like that. He don't. Men will be so blind when they really truly like you. They're blind. They can become blind just as we are when we like somebody. They can become very green just as much as we are when we like somebody, right? But it really starts with the physical attraction first, because you know how they are, right? And so if the physical attraction is there, they are so green. They will simp. 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 So I just feel like he's willing to go above and beyond to work things out with her, because this is like the baddest woman that he's ever been able to get. I saw the ex. I'm not blind. Okay. And Huda, to me, is a girl that he's never been able to get. Like, honestly. Yes, Nick is simping. Listen, yeah, I don't look at simping as bad. I don't. I'm sorry. I don't. I'm not an extremist. So if two people like each other and you're not doing nice things for each other, then what the fuck are y'all doing? Like, okay, like what are y'all doing? Why? Like, you know what I mean? Like, even when women, like, I've seen videos where a woman is packing her boyfriend's or her husband's lunch, and you got women in the comments talking about pick me, pick me, pick me. She's already been picked. That's number one. And number two, when you are in a relationship with someone that you actually like, it is natural for you to want to do for the other person. It doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman. Social media is so weird to me. I'm just like, but then at the same time, right? You have people on social media that don't even know when somebody likes them. And like, you really got people out here thinking like, oh, when they ignore you, or oh, when they don't hit you up, or when they ghost, oh, he really likes me, he just playing hard to get. Like, you got people being delusional like that, because simping is bad. Pick me behavior is bad. But you got people out here really confused about when somebody likes them or not. And then Chris can't even see, this girl don't like your ass like that. That's why she's not jumping your bones like that. Nick is so into Olandria, he's obsessed. Ace is so into Shelly, like, he's obsessed with her. How do the girls not see it? So I've been telling the girls, if he ain't sipping, he don't like your ass like that. And it's really that simple. Do not overthink it. Stop rationalizing shit that don't make sense. He didn't call, he don't like you. He don't do for you, he don't like you. He don't check in on you, check up on you, he don't like you. He acting nonchalant, he don't like you. Okay? He don't. When you really like somebody, it is hard to contain yourself when you really truly like somebody. Okay? So and part of it is because you feel vulnerable. You feel like exposed, because it's like you're developing feelings for someone. That's what that is about. But this generation is very confused on what that looks like. And they keep finding themselves in situations where they're pursuing people that don't really like them like that. Like, honestly, like Chris. Chris is a great example. He's pursuing this girl, he got friend zone, and he's cool with that. But it's like, this girl don't even like you like that.
And like I told you earlier, like, if we can't sit and have a conversation and try to see an end goal and like try to figure shit out, like, I don't really engage in that toxicity or that combativeness or back and forth, like stuff like that. And I feel like, you know, the things that were being said and how we treated some situations may have triggered us from like past relationships. And I guess it was like a kind of like a lack of compatibility. But I mean, at the end of the day, like we're still getting to know each other. So I feel like if we would have figured that out, we could have went about it the right way going forward. So
your sister has entered the chat. She responded to, you know, she's being protective sister mode, responding to some trolls on your behalf.
Yeah.
She kind of said like, alluded to her having a lot of things to say.
Yeah.
Where is that coming from?
Honestly, I didn't even know that was a thing. That kind of got brought to my attention. Okay. I didn't even know that she was going to do that, nor did I see it. Somebody would be like, hey, like, did you see what your sister said? I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, but as soon as I heard about that, I was not okay with it. I'm not mad at my sister. And I expressed that to her. I'm like, look, I still love you. I'm not.
Any sisters in here? Sis, come to the front. Come to the front. This is exactly why I don't get in the middle of my brother's shit. I don't get in the middle of their shit. It's their life. They got to do what they got to do. Now, as their sister, if I truly feel like I could say something that can give them a perspective because I care, I will pull them all to the side and I will have a conversation with them in private. That's as far as it goes. I'm not protector. I'm not one of those sisters where I'm jumping in front of my brother when it comes to the shit that he gets himself into. I'm not one of them sisters. Because that would have pissed me off. Period. You got me apologizing to this girl that don't have no respect for you, that treats you like trash, that talks to you crazy. You want me to go and apologize to her? I'm not apologizing. I ain't apologizing for shit. Because it wouldn't be real. It wouldn't be genuine. I got to be honest with you. It wouldn't be genuine. I would be so fake if you want me to go and apologize for her. Because I'm not sorry. I'm an Aries. If I said the shit, I meant the shit. And I meant what I said when I said it. And I will say it again because I'm standing on it. So I would be so mad if my brother would have made me go and apologize. This is why I stay out of their shit. I don't get in the middle of their shit. I don't get involved. It's their life. They have to deal with that. That's what they have to deal with. So I'll pull them to the side. I'll say my little 2 cents, give my peace of mind, and then I keep it moving. I go back to minding my motherfucking business. Because one thing about it, if I see a blind spot that you're not seeing, I just feel like it's just one of those situations you got to learn on your own. Ain't nothing I can do. Ain't nothing I can say about it. Because you also got to understand that too, when it comes to your brother, he done got in bed with this girl. So he just head up in the clouds. Like, so since your head is so far up in the clouds, I'm going to let you figure the shit out for yourself. This is why I'm always telling the sisters out here, know how to stay in your place. I would have never got on TikTok. I wouldn't have said nothing. It would have been hard as hell. But I wouldn't have said nothing. Because now, what is he going to do? Embarrass you? He already made you feel some type of way because now you have to create this post on TikTok apologizing to her fans and her stans and all of that shit. Then you having me send a personal message to her to apologize? You got me messed up. It would have, like, honestly, y'all, I probably would have just distanced myself from my brother for a while until he woke up and figured out that this girl ain't for him. I don't think I would have ever took back what I said. I just got to be honest with you because I meant what I said when I said it. So I hated this part of the interview.
Not mad at you, but like, you can't do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that doesn't, like, if you were like a random person, okay, that's, you know, no big deal. But like, you're my sister and that shit comes back to me and it makes it seem like I support it. And I did not support that at all.
It's tough with family because they're so protective and they see all the things online and they want to come for you and they feel like no one has my brother's back.
Exactly.
Like knows them like I know them.
Exactly. Yeah. And I see both sides. And then when I addressed it to her, she issued an apology and then she sent something for Huda as well right after. Because I told her, I'm like
directly for
for Huda. She sent us a voice note and like a long text message, like an apology.
Listen, Chris. You want to be a fool? You want to be dumb? That's cool. But I'm not about to be a fool. I'm not about to be dumb. I would not have apologized. I'm one thing about me. I am so genuine that if I did something and I really meant it, I'm not apologizing for that shit. I'm not. I spoke the truth. I said what I said. I meant what I said. And you just not going to speak to me for a while. It is what it is. And when the truth comes out about who this woman is, you'll come back and you'll thank me. But ain't no way in hell I'm apologizing for seeing your blind spot. I'm not doing it. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't apologize for shit that I genuinely am not sorry for. Like, I only apologize for things that I genuinely am apologetic about because I reflected and I really sat with it and I really thought about it. I'm like, you know what? That's not what I meant. Or, you know what, I didn't really think about it like that, or I didn't know how it was going to come across. Like, I really had to sit with myself and really like see it from other people's perspective if they're calling me out, and really like sit with it and then be like, okay, you know what, I'm sorry, like I really am apologetic. But when it comes to something like this, hell no, I'm not apologizing. I meant that shit. I don't, and that's the thing. I don't care if you hate me, you don't like me. I don't care. I do not give a damn. I said it, I meant it, and it is what it is. So,
besides the one she posted on Instagram or whatever she posted.
Right. Was this the one who had met Huda, or was this one of your sisters who was just watching?
This was just one of the sisters that were just watching. And she's so passionate about me because our dynamic, our relationship, she's very big on like protect. She's like my protector in a way, you know what I mean? So I totally get where she's coming from, but at the same time, you can't do that because that makes it seem like I'm supporting what you're talking about, and that's not the case. So.
And you know what? I can understand, like, because there's levels to this, right? First of all, I'm very intentional about the things that I say and the things that I do. And I'm a person that really thinks about things before I do them. I believe in consequences. I believe in cause and effects. I believe that when you do an action, there's a reaction to that, right? So because I have that mindset, there are things that I'm not going to say and I'm not going to do because I know it's going to put me in a weird situation. Like, I don't like calling people out their names. I don't like gossiping about people. Like, I don't like talking shit about people behind their back. If there's something I said, I will say it to your face. Like, I will repeat what I said exactly the way that I said it. If someone came to me about a situation, I will tell all of what happened, not just the part that makes me look good, because I really don't care. Like, I'm very big on truth. So I'm just very intentional about that. So it's not like I'm just out here and I'm just doing whatever I want to do, not really thinking. You know what I mean? So when I say something, when I really say something, and at that time you may not see where I'm coming from, I will take a step back and let you figure it out. But I will never like usher a fake apology. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm not. If I go and I reflect, and I really like reflect, and it really comes down to like my integrity, my principles, and my morals, and I really circle, right? Like, I really circle the block and circle the block and circle the block, and I come back to the same conclusion that I don't feel like I did anything wrong. I'm not giving a fake apology. Like, I'm not doing that. And I felt like when it comes to his sister, when it comes to this situation, we all witnessed it. She's not wrong. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she's just not wrong. Like, she's not wrong. All right. She's not wrong. Now, when it comes to if it was something else, like, I don't know, if she said like some really wild, outlandish things, then I'd be like, okay, all of that was uncalled for. Right. But I don't feel like her sister really did that. I feel like her sister was just honest and just truthful. So I guess, but I also understand, if I would have apologized, I probably would have apologized in the form of, I overstepped the boundary that my brother has with me, and that which was inserting myself publicly. Like, I would have ushered an opinion like that, but no way would I have ushered an opinion like, I apologize for saying the things that I said about how you need to heal, because that's the truth, right? But as far as like overstepping boundaries with inserting myself in my brother's business publicly, that I will apologize for, but I'm not apologizing for speaking the truth about the woman that he was in this connection with. I'm not apologizing for that. So that's where I draw the line. So I'm very big on nuances. I'm very intentional in that way. So I would apologize for the boundaries and crossing the boundaries publicly, because my brother, he didn't ask for that, right? Okay, cool. I respect that. But this, you needing to heal and you being this and I'm not apologizing for that. That's crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's next for you?
I don't know, man. I'm still like in the process of like trying to wrap my mind around like, do I want to go play basketball again? Like, is that what's best right now? Or do I take all these opportunities that's getting presented to me now and just take that and ride with it and then build something else on that? I've wanted to get.
Chris, Chris, please stop with the basketball stuff. Please give it a rest. Give it a rest.
Into scripted acting.
Okay.
You know, people like Will Smith are like inspirational to me. I've always looked up to him. I've done like skits and like school plays and stuff like that in the past. And seeing him makes me be like, damn, I feel like I could do that. You know what I mean? Or I want to be like that. So I want to say scripted acting, maybe some modeling. I feel like I'm very comfortable in front of the camera. So maybe some modeling, but I don't really see myself doing too much else. I want to open up a boys and girls club type of situation and add like a basketball camp, like a summer camp type of thing implemented in there. So I want to do that. There's a whole bunch of things I want to dive into.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll see where that goes. But
it's so funny how they're like, wow, yeah. The Iris and Pepe clip that went viral, he talks about it here. Hold on, let me see. That awkward moment where he looks into the camera, that
is a moment at the end of the finale when you and Huda were announced third place. Y'all went over to Iris and Pepe.
Yeah.
Have you seen this clip?
I don't know.
Pepe kissed Iris on the head, and then Iris was like, and one for Huda, and there was like this little moment that they had, and then you did like an office scene like, directly into camera.
Yeah.
What was going on in that moment?
That was when I grinned. Yeah, I smiled a little bit. Yeah, I was just like, this is some shit right here. Like, no way that just happened, because I feel like me and Huda had established what we were going to be, and we kind of like, you know, moved on from it and stuff like that. But like to see that, and like that kind of was like, that was real. You know what I mean? That wasn't like no acting like they, I don't know. There's something there that I was like, okay, like what's going on right here? So no, I smiled because it kind of just threw me off. I'm like, that wasn't a joke. Like that was like real shit. So I'm like, no way that just happened in front of me. Like, you know what I mean? So
it's really crazy how this woman shows so many clear signs that she has no respect for him at all. And he keeps brushing it off. Like, oh, that's just Huda. Like, oh, that's just her. That's just her. And it's just like, it's so pathetic to me. It's like, this woman has no respect for you at all. And the whole issue that you had in the relationship was y'all needed to work on your physical connection, this physical connection, even though y'all slept together, but y'all's physical connection was just such a struggle. And it's just really throwing me that she keeps doing things that in front of his face. And I don't know about y'all, but have you ever dated men and there's just certain things that you would never do in front of their face because you would never disrespect them like that? And it's just like, why are you not picking up on stuff like that? Why do you keep giving her passes about how she can publicly disrespect you like that? I don't get it. Like, I don't get it. And like it's like, at what point do you get turned off by the stupid shit that she does where you feel like she's just disrespectful? But you going above and beyond for her to respect her boundaries and being so understanding and all of this bullshit. Like, it's insane. And this is why I said he's delusional.
But yeah, I did break the law and look at the camera a little bit. I don't know why I did that.
They still showed it, so they obviously were okay with it.
Yeah. I think it was such a funny moment.
Do you feel like, I mean, I think all of you on some level need to heal from this experience, but you fell for a girl, had some emotions, it didn't work out. Do you feel like you're more healing from a broken heart or healing from this whole ordeal, or maybe a little bit of both? I don't mean to like dramatize it. I get it. You've only talked for 2 weeks, but like in that, I don't think people fully realize just how intense that is. But yeah, like how are you processing all that?
Honestly, I really did like her, and I think I'm not necessarily healing from that, but I'm trying to get myself to not like her anymore. You know what I mean? Which is hard.
I told y'all this was a one-sided relationship. Didn't I tell you this was a one-sided relationship? Y'all gonna start listening to me. Y'all gonna start listening to me. I told y'all that he liked her more than she liked him. And it's just very clear that is the situation here. So this is embarrassing.
I bet it's extra hard when you're staying with her.
Yeah, it is. And seeing her, like the real her, like outside the villa, you know what I mean? But it's cool. Like I said, we're really good friends now. There's no like awkwardness or like tension, or we're not like no hatred towards each other. But I feel like now I'm mostly healing just, you know, from being in the villa, getting back to the real world, trying to adjust and stuff like that. I'm just healing from like all the emotional drama that I went through, because I don't think I've ever gone through some shit like that ever in my life. So
do you have any regrets looking back?
Hell no. I feel like I moved the way I wanted to move in there. I was really genuine and authentic, and how y'all saw me in there is how I am in the real world. So I'm 100% okay with how everything went down.
So he's a goofy. Got it. Okay. Let me see. The pillow fight.
Content.
One last question.
What's up?
Throw in the pillow at Huda.
I was gonna let him off the hook.
I just wanted, just like real quick.
Was that one of those like, oh shit, I'm 6'8" and I threw that too hard?
Nah, honestly, I feel like because the reaction everybody gave was like, I mean, yeah, you threw it at her, but it's not like it was a rock or something that was solid. Like it was a pillow, you know what I mean? And that wasn't like full force. Like I'm a big guy. Like, if I wanted to really throw a pillow, like I'm gonna throw it. So I didn't think I did hit her that hard, which is kind of like, okay, like did you just play that off? Or
she came back with the nose.
Yeah, like I'm like, okay, we all thought like, I don't think it was that serious, but I mean, I did apologize and I felt bad that it did cause her some pain, some hurt.
Did you know that she doesn't like dirty hands on her?
Oh my God. That killed me. I'm like, girl, like the amount of times you done did that, but when I do it, it's like, I'm like, okay.
Were you eating barbecue chips or something?
I was eating some salt and vinegar chips.
No, I agree with that. Like when I went through his Instagram following, I came across Shelly's, and so I was like, okay, I think Chris is one of those guys where he kind of dates Black women, racially ambiguous women. So he's pretty diverse. I'll give him that. He's pretty diverse. So no, I do think he really wanted Shelly when he thought he had a chance. And then when he realized that he didn't have a chance and that he was really intimidated by the connection that she had with Ace, he settled for what he could get. And that kind of soothed his ego at the time because he wasn't able to get the woman that he came in the villa for. And so I think that that's what that was. But the whole time, Huda was just plotting because who she wanted was Ace. And I don't think it's clicking for him that Huda wanted Ace. That is who she wanted since day one. And I told you that. And I'm not going to lie. Like the first episode or two, I was like, oh, I can see Huda and Ace linking up. But once I saw the whole interaction with Ace and Amaya, I was like, oh, so Ace is one of those men where he's like, he's not going to deal with combative women. He just does not like that. And remember when I told you that Ace and Ace and Shelly. No. Oh no. Remember the Doc argument with Ace and Shelly? No, I'm sorry. Ace and Amaya. And I was like, oh, but a lot of you are missing the point when it comes to this whole link up. Okay, let me put it back on the screen. Hold on. Did I miss it? Oh, wait, I took it down. Hold on. Let me pull it up. This whole link up, I don't think the girls are picking up what I'm putting down. So let's get into this really quick. So Amaya and Huda are very similar. We already talked about this. They are very, very similar. But not only are they similar, they also wanted the same guy. So remember when Amaya got into it with Shelly about Ace? Yeah, you remember that? So this is what the girls are really missing. They both wanted Ace. Both of them. Which was why Huda got so upset when Amaya stepped in the villa because she was a bombshell and she was beautiful, like beautiful eyes, body. And so she really felt like her chances were more slim with Amaya in the villa. And then she probably even got more upset that Amaya and Ace had coupled up. So when we see this, it's so much deeper than, oh, Amaya, papaya, she just doesn't understand. No, she understands. She understands exactly what she's doing. I don't care what anyone says. Amaya is not stupid. She's not dumb. Okay? She is not dumb at all. Okay? Her first language just is not English. She's not stupid. She knows what she's doing. So this whole link up with Huda is in competition with the whole link up with Shelly and Olandria. And they're very similar. First of all, we can get into the fact that I really don't believe that the men that they are coupled up with wants them. Like even Brian being with Amaya, I don't feel like that man really like her like that. I don't. And then they're both very similar. Like they want men to be obsessed with them. So Amaya not fooling me, y'all. I'm sorry. Amaya is not fooling me. So that whole link up that we're seeing, they're trying to compete with Shelly and Olandria. And I need the girls to clock that and wake up, please. Thank you. Okay.
And she was like, oh my God, your hands are so dirty. I'm like,
because you also got to understand too, they had a very similar experience in the villa. They dealt with a lot of rejection. Huda and Amaya. So when they link up, they're doing a lot of trauma bonding. That's mainly what this friendship that we're witnessing is trauma bond. And Amaya is an enabler. Huda probably will also be an enabler to Amaya. So they are very much jealous of how Shelly was being treated, how Olandria ended up getting treated towards the end there for a sec. Like, we saw how beautiful the date was. And then not only that, to have men like full blown chase. And then these two women slept with guys. And that's really the only reason why they got some play, was because they slept with the guys. But then with them even sleeping with the guys, they're still not really wanted like that. And I feel like Chris wants Huda for the preference experience of being seen a certain way, but he doesn't genuinely want her. Like, people feel like he genuinely wants her. I don't believe so. Same thing with Brian and Amaya. I don't believe Brian really genuinely wants Amaya. I feel like he just is seeing her as an opportunity. And so he's taking that opportunity.
No, they're not. Like,
oh, it's funny. All right.
No, you're better off friends.
Yeah,
crazy. So I'll be back for more commentary on things happening outside of the villa. But I'm going to be so honest with you. We're going to see a lot of things unfold. We're going to see a lot of things in real time unfold. But I'm just so glad that I clocked the similarities between Huda and Amaya. And I told you that they're very, very similar. But Amaya, girl, you about to rub some people the wrong way. Like, honestly. And this whole act that, I'm a peacemaker and things like that. It's like, there are, even when it comes to being a peacemaker, there are just certain lines that have to be drawn, even when you're a peacemaker and, you've been playing this peacemaker role and things like that. But it's like, you have enough information. You're not on this reality TV show where things are being done behind your back. Like, you're seeing all of this stuff play out on social media. You're seeing what she's saying in interviews and things like that. And so it's just like, at this point, it's like, you can't play this dumb, naive, like, oh, I don't know. Oh, she's not like that with me. Like, it's really just not gonna work anymore. And so she could lose support. I see her losing support. So we're going to see how this all plays out. But that's all that I have for this review. And I'll be back to do my Huda review. I'll either do my Huda review either Saturday or Sunday. I just need to talk with my family to see what day I can do it on. But you will be notified. Please turn on your post notifications. Also, can you help me with the algorithm? Your girl has been MIA for just 3 days in the algorithm. To get back in the algorithm is like a lot of work. So if you could just give this video a thumbs up, I will come back and review the Huda interview. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you in my next one.